cool. I was bopping along, and I'm noticing in the bottom of my screen that my special guest for tonight was also bopping along. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Movie Talk Show. I am the Arty Dans, and alongside me tonight, as always, is Wilco C Rullens. But have a very special guest for you tonight. And it is the reason that you're most likely tuning into this show. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce both Wilco C Rullens and tonight's very special guest, Maria Ozawa.
Yes.
This is awesome. This is historic. And Wilco, I'm going to let you and Maria talk for a couple seconds.
Why? What are you going to do?
Just kind of get to terms with what's going on here.
Oh, really? No, that's fine. But you have to introduce yourself for all the new viewers, I think, Dan, first.
For those who are new tonight, I am the Arty Dans. This is Asian Film Fans. You are watching this show live on 3 channels tonight. If you are on YouTube, you are watching this show live on the Asian Film Fans channel and the Arty Dans channel. If you are watching on Odyssey, that is alternative video platform streaming, you are watching this also on the Arty Dans channel. And I welcome everyone who is with us tonight. We would love to have your chats along. Now, Wilco is going to give you a bit more information about tonight's chat feature, but I'm going to pass the camera over to Wilco, and you can do your intro and introduce our very, very special guest, please.
All right. Well, first of all, I am Wilco C Rullens. I am a producer in Japan of mainly horror movies, actually, and I'm the writer and director of Stay Pretty, No Pity. And our special guest today, of course, is Maria Ozawa.
Hi.
Do I need to introduce her? I mean, I think people know who she is.
Let Maria introduce herself.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, how would you introduce yourself?
How would I introduce myself? Hi everyone. This is Maria Ozawa. Thank you for tuning in today, and I am excited. This is not introduction. I don't know.
Okay, that's just
yay. Let's just have fun.
Okay. But don't you have an introduction? And I am, of course, an actress in horror movies and.
Oh yeah, actually, okay. Yes. Horror movies.
And only horror movies, right, guys? That's what she's
only horror movies.
Yeah, it's only horror movies. Really weird. I mean, I love horror movies. I just went to watch one, and I like. How do I say this? I like to watch horror movies, and I like to play in a horror movie, but I am very scared of horror stories.
Oh, really?
It really gets me every time. I'm screaming everywhere. And then I think if you remember, while we were shooting this movie, I kept on bugging other people oh, this is so scary. That ghost is so scary. Her makeup and everything like that.
Yeah. Also, it didn't help, of course, that there was spooky things going on the set.
Oh my God! I remember.
I mean, Gilbert had stories, but not similar things, but also spooky things happened on the set of Stay Pretty, No Pity, like things moving around and the lights. Yeah, the lights moved around. Plants moved around, and
did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And also our
she wasn't paying attention to that, Wilco.
Oh, did it? I only have the footage where she said, "What the?" When she saw it. I will share that with you.
Oh my God.
And then of course our equipment that slowly also became faulty for some reason. But but it's funny that our guest basically gave the bridge to our normal opening segment, Dan, because he said, "Well, I love watching movies." Speaking of movies, what did you watch, Dan?
What did I watch? If you both have heard of this, I'll be very impressed. It's a 1983 film from the Shaw Brothers, and it is called Seeding of a Ghost. It is the most sleazy, exploitative horror film I've seen in a very long time. Wow. There was so much unwarranted full frontal nudity that I was just grinning from ear to ear. My wife is in the next room going, "Are they having sex?" I'm like, "Yes, baby, you should be watching this." But then they reanimate a dead corpse, and the dead corpse is going around killing people using black magic. It is.
Oh my God.
It is an insane film. Not scary, Maria. You won't get scared watching it.
What was it called again?
It's called Seeding of a Ghost.
Now she wants to see. Is she making notes now? She wants to see.
Yes. Seeding of the Ghost. Okay. I'll watch it later.
Wow.
Oh, beautiful.
A nice segment. Speaking of sex and speaking of corpses, I actually picked up the Blu-ray set for Necromantique.
I'm going to go full screen on this, okay?
Oh yeah, just so we can show you what it is. Necromantique. It's a 4-disc Blu-ray set with Necromantique Part 1, Necromantique Part 2, and then 2 other movies that made by the same director that I never saw. So I am very excited to see those. They're basically, I think, are they German? I think they're German. That and it's basically kind of like porn for necrophiliacs, but then of course fake. It's not real. It's this from the sleazy shot on video era, and I'm very excited to have this collection, but also see the movies that I haven't seen yet. So it's not Asian. It's very much European. And it's kind of from the shot on video era with all the violent shit movies that are literally
your favorites. Yep.
Yeah, I know the trashy movies from back in the day. So I'm very excited to have this collection. So yeah, this is basically what I got for this week. And I'm wondering. So tell me more about the movie that you saw.
Well, actually, I'm watching this series called American Horror Stories.
Oh.
It's kind of grotesque and it's like ghost stories. Have you seen it before?
I haven't actually. I know I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. So like every season, it's like a different topic, and it gets it's not worse, but then worse in a good way. It gets scary and scary.
Okay.
So that's what I'm watching right now. And the other day, I went to the theaters to watch this horror movie. I forgot the title in English, but it's about a woman being. It's like a sickness, Two-Face.
Oh yeah. She has this. Yeah, that's the movie that I talked about last time from James Wan.
Spiral.
Malignant.
Malignant. Yeah.
I think that's the title. Malignant. Yeah, I understand you don't remember the title because it's a difficult title.
It was very difficult.
I always had to I think I even asked Dan last time what it meant, and then when he said what it meant, it was exactly what the film was about. What does it mean again, Dan?
Oh, geez, don't put me under pressure like this. I need at least 24 hours notice to prepare an answer.
No, I think it means like growth or something.
Okay.
Look, maybe someone in the chat can tell us.
Yeah,
maybe they can quickly look it up.
Look at this.
Question to Maria. You said you've been watching American Horror Story. Now, I used to love the first couple seasons of American Horror Story. What are they up to now? Like, what are they doing in the current episodes that you're watching?
How many are there? How many seasons?
10 that I know of.
10? Did you see all of them?
No, I'm on the 5th season now.
Okay.
And I just recently rewatched it because the last time I saw was until the 5th. And I wanted to see it from the beginning. So I think right now they're shooting on their 10th or 11th. I'm not sure, but they've been going on for a long time, I think. And this...
Sorry, I was just going to say, the one that you're watching then, is that the clown carnival?
The hotel.
Oh, the hotel one. Yeah.
Yeah, the hotel where Lady Gaga comes in.
Yes, that's good.
Which season is that? Which one?
From the beginning. She's there. She's acting like herself.
All right. So would you recommend that show?
Yes, very much. It's not only about horror story, but then it has like lots of dramas, and then of course like sad but horror, happy but horror. Everything has to do with horror. I think it's really good.
Okay, cool. Well, recommendation from Maria Ozawa right there.
Beautiful. So let's go over what we're going to do tonight. So tonight we're going to talk about all of Maria's horror films, plus an extra film that's not quite a horror movie, but something that I really love that you said I was allowed to talk about.
Yes.
Then we're going to talk about Stay Pretty, No Pity.
Yes.
And then we're going to do a Q&A with the audience. So we just want to let everyone in the audience know that if you'd like to ask Maria a question, you will need to use the super chat function tonight to do that, because we won't have time to read out everyone's comments. So if you have a question that you'd like to ask her, please send it through to a super chat. We are going to save them towards the end. So we're not going to be ignoring your comments throughout the episode. We will get through them. And Maria is looking forward to reading what you guys will have to say to her. So
the only thing I want to add there is that keep it clean. And if it's anything that is
keep it clean,
that is not horror related, then I will answer it.
Oh, wow. That's something new.
Then I've got some good questions for you then, Wilco.
Oh, you got questions. Okay.
Oh, yeah. If you're going to answer them, I've got questions, mate.
All right. Well, you know.
All right. So the first film we're going to talk about tonight, Wilco, is...
The first one is Invitation Only.
Invitation
uh,
only.
It's a Taiwanese
Taiwan,
movie.
yes,
Yeah.
Taiwanese movie.
So how did you get involved in that movie?
I think they offered to my manager back then saying if I'm into horror movies.
Yes.
And I was like, I think Invitation Only was my first horror ever film to shoot other than Japan.
Okay.
So I was really excited and I really didn't know what to expect because I was never been to Taiwan before or Taiwanese movie.
Wow, it's like immediately a big
Everything
experience.
was like, yeah. And then they're all like, oh, it's going to be like sprata, gore, a little gore. And if I can take gore. And I was like, yeah, it could be experience, you know. And then I used to hear from other actors like, if you act in a horror movie once, you'll get the hang of it, and then you'll be like super strong or whatever. So I was like, I believe that. But
we're
then,
still talking about horror movies, right?
Yeah, but then when I actually filmed it, it was so scary and so real, like the bodies and stuff.
Yeah.
I never knew that you make like from pig skin.
Well, there are. Well, yes, that's a very old technique, by the way, using pig skin. Nowadays, they mold everything with silicone. But yes, I heard about the pig skin technique. Yeah. But that's an old trick, though. But
I'm an old person.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, it's your fault. Did you do the special effects? That's why. But yeah, that was your first real horror movie.
It was really good experience.
Is it also your first? How you say that? Your first death scene?
Yes. 待って。I think so. Maybe. Yeah. Yes. It's my first death scene.
Okay.
All the horror movies that I attended in Japan, I got to live. But when I go overseas, I always die. Yeah, always. Even the ones in Indonesia.
Yeah.
I die.
And the one directed by this Dutch guy, he also died.
I died.
In the short one.
Oh yeah.
The Dutch guy. Maria, how come they didn't give you a bigger role in this film? I was so disappointed when halfway through you disappeared.
Yes. Well, they said they wanted the I don't know why exactly. I don't remember, but they were saying they just wanted to have a big how do you say this?
Impact.
Impact, yeah. For the not the main star, but for the co-star, they wanted someone to have an impact, and then like they wanted to kill somebody who's in the story, which is kind of important also.
Okay.
So that's how they explained it to me why I had to die and blah blah blah. And then they wanted someone who could like speak Japanese and English. And then in this movie, I was like the girlfriend of this guy. No, I had to seduce him for my killer boyfriend. But I think I didn't do the way he wanted to, so he decided to kill us both.
Oh, that's interesting.
So can I be honest with you, Maria?
Excuse me, what was that?
Can I be honest about this film?
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
I only liked it up until the point that you got killed, and then I was instantly just like not enjoying this film anymore. And that's why I wanted you to survive throughout the end, because the two main characters in there I don't really like, and I couldn't wait for them to get butchered. But when it happened to you, I thought, no, why did they have to do that? No.
You could just watch until that point, like over and over again. You could just watch the beginning. How much is it? 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
About.
How long does she last, Dan?
Oh, till about the 35-minute mark. But I think Maria only has about 4 scenes.
Oh, she's like the first one to actually die when the shit hits the fan, right? Like,
I think I was like the second or the third.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Because
the first. At least not the opening.
There's a girl in the toilet who dies beforehand.
Yeah. But then after a few years, I heard that they had the part 2, which didn't really work well. So I was like, that's because I'm not in there.
That was a bad move. Okay, yeah. Well, okay.
That's what you get for killing me.
But how was it to see your own first death scene when you saw the movie?
It was weird. It was weird. It's weird, first of all, watching myself in a big screen. And then it's more weird watching myself dying in front of me. And it's like, oh my God, I'm dead, and then I remember that I had like a bad dream for a few days. Like I've been like seeing myself die over and over. So I was like a little bit traumatized. And I was like, oh my God. But it was fun.
So so now I'm going to ask nerdy filmmaking questions, right? So in the film, Maria, the taxi driver is looking at a magazine of you. So before filming started, was that something that you had to go in a few days beforehand, take all those shots where they print out the magazine?
Actually, that picture was from FHM Taiwan. I shot for FHM Taiwan, I think like a year before the shooting started. And then I think they picked it up and then combined it to the movie.
Oh.
I think, because I just saw that scene and then I remember that picture from FHM. So I think they just like picked it up from that magazine.
Okay.
Okay. So how much of the film did you get to kind of watch? Were you just involved in your scenes only, or did you get to see other scenes being shot?
I think a little. I think I got to see few scenes after I was finished. They were like giving me like 2 days for just like, resting day. So I went to the studio or like the basement where they were shooting the main casino scenes. So I went to see, but then I couldn't understand, of course, their language, because if it was in my scene, it's like they're speaking Taiwanese. So, but then that was kind of something like new for me also. And it was really excited to see like different point of views of like every country have like different style of shooting, right? So it was kind of fun watching them do their stuff. And the camera guy was American, I think. Yeah, if I remember correctly. And we got to talk a little bit, and then he was like saying he's been called too for this film.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I was like, wow, nice. So yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. So how long was your how many days did you shoot on it?
Maybe a week or maybe like 5 to 6 days.
Okay.
6 days, I think.
And do you know how long the full shoot was?
I'm not sure, but probably like a month, maybe.
Wow.
Because they said they had to go to like different province to shoot different stuff. And they were already talking about part 2 when they were shooting part 1.
Oh, right, really?
So I was like, okay, whatever.
You're like, I don't care. I'm dead.
I don't care. I'm dead anyways.
Geez, that's a bit confident. They already thought they were going to get a part 2 out of the film.
Maybe that was the deal. Maybe that was like a 2-picture deal. I don't know.
Maybe.
They should have kept you around then if it's a 2-picture deal.
I know. It was so weird. Oh my God. I remember one thing. This producer was a woman.
Okay.
And then she came up to me and said like, oh, we're really happy for you to like guest in our, but then be in our movie. And
Special guest.
Yeah. And then she was like talking about the part 2, and they're like saying, if it goes well, maybe we want to bring you back. And I was like, well, I'm dead. How am I gonna be a ghost?
Twin sister,
the evil sister. And well, it never happened.
Cool.
But then she was like saying, maybe you could come back to life. And I was like, yeah, but that killer just chopped me in like 6 pieces.
Well, it's a horror movie. Anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly. Maria, haven't you watched the Friday the 13th movies?
Yeah.
And Jason always comes back.
They could just sew you together like Chucky.
Oh yeah, Adam's Family.
Also.
Yeah, that would have been
fun. And I think now it's time to go to Dan's favorite topic, because that is very interesting. And actually, that makes me think of the next movie, right, Dan?
It does. But before we go, I just want to let Jojo Tolentino know he seems to have sent 2 super chats through.
Yes.
So that means you can ask 2 questions, Jojo. You don't have to pay for the second question because you've already paid for 2. So you've only asked 1. So please send through your second question for us to ask Maria a bit later. But yes, I will now go on to a film that I really love. Maria, it's this one.
I will let you do the talking on this one, Dan.
Okay. So what can I say about Erottibot? Firstly, it's hilarious. It's one of the silliest movies that I've seen. Lust of the Dead's probably the silliest, but this is one of the silliest movies I've seen. I love the plot. I love the idea. I love the strong female characters, and they are strong female characters, regardless of what anyone says. I love the general, and I don't mean this as an insult, but the kind of cheapness of the movie. Like it looks like it was just done really quick. They threw some stuff together, but it worked. I know what Wilco's wanting me to say. Maria, I'm a massive fan of Asami.
Oh,
I absolutely adore Asami. So,
she is really, really nice person. Great actress.
So,
do you have any
screen?
specific questions about Asami you want to ask, Dan?
What's her favorite food?
All those questions you can use when you meet her. Like whether it's favorite food, favorite drinks, color, gifts.
Gifts. Look, I just buy her a souvenir from Australia. Everyone loves kangaroos. I just bring over a couple of nice kangaroos, give Maria one, give Asami one, give yourself and
like
Katie
real life kangaroos.
No, not a real life one. They'll probably just beat you to death. I'll just get you a toy one. So, Erotibot. This one's crazy. Now, you play the daughter of the person who owns the manor that this girl lives in. And you not just, I think it's the stepdaughter or something like that. And you want to reclaim your inheritance in the film. So you need to kind of get rid of this young girl, but her bloody butler robots keep getting in the way. So what can you tell us about shooting in Erotibot? What do you remember?
Actually, this is like one of my first action movie also. There were a lot of action. So I had to take few lessons, and I never acted with like two swords at one time. And then Asami is all professional in action, and I believe that she went to Hollywood now, I think.
She made some movies with a independent Japanese director who lives in LA. Yes, I think he's LA based. I think he grew up in LA, and she is. The last few movies that I saw was with him. So I think they are working in the US right now.
Right.
Well, not together, but as a professionally, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, that's what I know. That's all I know.
But since this was like 10 years ago, maybe more, but she really, really, really loved action. That's what I remember. She used to give me lots of tips, and like she's been acting way before me, as in like for movies like this, professional wise. So she would give me like advice, and this was really challenging for me because it was really, really hard for me to act and then remember the lines and do the fighting scene all in one.
Yes.
And I was like, holy crap, am I gonna make it the day? And then I had like bruises everywhere. But that was like really, really fun also, because everything's new to me, right? And then I liked acting, and like those fighting scenes were like really memorable. And then my character here was kind of like strong. So I was like not swearing, but then had like a strong opinion to everybody, and I would be shouting at everybody, and it kind of felt good,
It was okay.
Just a bit of a bully on set from the sounds of it.
Right.
Yes, it was a strong character. Especially.
Sorry, I was just going to say, I think Asami was the action choreographer for the film. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. She was teaching everybody in the set.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was definitely filmed in some kind of studio. Is that right?
Studio house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I remember I was saying to Wilco, I remember the shots of when you're on the table and Asami on the table and the camera's looking up at you. We can see that kind of rough warehouse style roof. And I said to Wilco, it really portrays the whole look of a mansion. It doesn't look like a mansion when they've got this industrial style roof there.
I wonder how long did you shoot that movie?
Maybe like a week or so, I think. But then
a week,
I think.
Exactly, wow. Dan. You think these movies are made in a weekend or maybe in a few hours, but no, they take a week to make.
Yes.
No, at least I thought a week sounds quick.
Oh, you think that's quick?
Oh,
yeah. Okay. I thought it was quite long. For no, the thing is that no, it's like that's the thing, right? If people look at these movies, they're like, oh, it's probably shot in a few days, but no, they took a full explain why it actually. You're right that it takes that it's maybe shorter than you thought because of the action.
Maybe
because of the action, that is definitely tough to do it in a week because of all you have to. Because I assume you rehearsed before that
a lot. So every scenes that we shot, every fighting scenes, I had like 20 minutes or 30 minutes of like rehearsing where to hit, where to aim, and of course they don't really actually hit me or I fight back. So those kind of like small details we had to go over and over and over, and especially it was my first time, so I really had to remember not to put in too much power strength because I would really hurt that person, or that person have to like told me like there were techniques I remember, and I had to remember that.
So but that all happened within the week?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I know. So it was like every day we start shooting like 7 a.m. we'll finish like 7 a.m. the next day.
Okay.
And then we'll have like few hours for rest, just shower, go back to the studio. So that was for a whole week. So we were probably all dead on the 6th.
So basically, including all the action, the rehearsal, and all the basically the technique behind it, to do that in a week for that movie is actually quite impressive. Why I bring up that some people will say, oh, this is shot in the weekend. It's not so much this one, but actually the next movie we'll talk about. But I will bring that up when we talk about that one.
So what I'm hearing, Wilco, is that it sounded like Maria actually wanted to punch someone on the set. That's what I'm hearing.
Who was the director? Was it the director? No, what is it?
Tomomatsu.
Tomomatsu-san?
No, not Tomomatsu-san. One of that. No, I mean no.
Oh. Oh, almost.
Hey, Tomomatsu's our Facebook friend. We might let him know about this.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I got him on Facebook. I will let him know. Like, did you know what Maria said?
It wasn't the director. No,
it wasn't him. It was some other guy.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't get along with that person.
Wait, was it the butler?
No, not the butler. It sounds like
it's the other butler.
The other butler.
You don't have to say it.
Okay.
But what we would like to know is because you worked with Tomomatsu, and actually a few weeks ago, Dan and I did a top 5 of all the Lust of the Dead movies, and of course Tomomatsu is also the director of the Lust of the Dead movies. So how was it? And of course Asami. So Dan already is like happy with that. Because we enjoyed those movies. So how is it to work with that director?
Actually, he was really, really maybe he was being extra careful and extra nice and polite because it was my first action horror / movie. But I really, really remember him telling me that if you have like any anger or anything, just put it all in that acting, and then you'll act well. So
that's why you start punching people. Yeah.
No, so I was like, I never knew. I remember getting really, really stressed because I couldn't do the correct way of the sword ninja fights or any action. I felt like very, very insecure, and then that stress came to like everything was all mixed up feelings. But then he said, put that all energy all in your acting and all in the fighting scene, and it's okay if you can't do it because it's your first time. You'll get along on your first or second day. And I tried that, and then it really helped me a lot. So his advice was like perfect, and I really remember that.
Just do it. Just go for it.
Just go for it.
And they're fake swords anyway, so just hit them on the head. It's fine.
They won't die. Right?
Well, this is fun because that reminds me of the story of Terence Hill. Ironically enough, this is of course an actor who's also his own stunt guy. And basically what I heard from stunt people working with him is that he always said it's okay to hit me because he did a lot of punch movies, let's say fight movies, where there's always a lot of punching.
Wow.
Like that cowboy type of saloon bar fighting. And basically he was always telling everyone he worked with, it's okay. If you just go for it, just hit as hard as you want. And even if you hit me, it's fine.
Oh,
because I guess he gets hit a lot, and
so he's used to it.
He's used to it. Like that's fine. Okay. We just have to make it look cool. So back in the day, they didn't care about safety at all.
Wow!
I can guarantee you now, Maria wants to work with him. She's like,
I know, right? Now that I have that information,
yeah. Now she wants to work with Terence Hill.
So actually, I have a question about Tomomatsu. when I watch The Lust of the Dead, I get this feeling that he, in real life, is kind of this quiet guy who's a little bit shy, who's maybe a little bit shy around women. But yet, in all of his movies, he has the most beautiful women. He has a lot of them as well. So, what is he like in real life? Is which persona is the real Tomomatsu?
Well, I don't remember him as like a shy, quiet type. But I mean, like, well, he's, how do I say this? Like, very, very gentle.
Okay.
Like, very, like a gentleman. Like, he's not, he doesn't like other people. He won't like swear and get mad at you in front of people. He'll just like talk into, and then he will try to explain in details why it's like this and why you cannot do it like this. So you should try like that, like lots of advice.
Okay.
So I guess maybe, I don't know. I didn't see him as like a shy type, but I think he's like maybe quiet gentleman type.
Okay, interesting. That's a different version. But he does dress like a rock star, though.
He does.
Because Wilco and I do want to make a Lust of the Dead West movie, don't we, Wilco? So
we talked about that to have that, but then we have to get all the rights and the IP, and then we will make a Western version of Lust of the Dead. I don't know how well that will work out. I guess we have to go to Germany for that in order to get the right people involved. Like
it's either that or we go to Netflix. One of the two.
Yeah, we have to shoot it on video, I think. Yeah, basically, when I just talked about people thinking that movies, are made in the weekend. Of course, not that one, because that one is full with action and difficult stuff. But what people mostly think is like if they think about the next movie, Tokyo Species, which is, by the way, my favorite, one of my favorites.
Really?
I think that is I enjoy that movie a lot. But that movie, how long did that take to make?
That was shorter, actually.
Shorter?
I remember shooting less than a week. Well, for my scenes. I don't know the other scenes or like in total, but then I think I shot that in like 3 to 4 days.
So they were right. That is quite a short time. I believe that last time I asked you that question, you said 2 weeks.
I think all together.
The whole film, 2 weeks.
Film, I think. Because I remember we had to go to very, very far province to shoot the specific scenes. We had to go to like other places to shoot the lake scene and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So the traveling time was really, really long.
Okay, well, that is something that people don't think about. They say like, oh yeah, this movie is made in the weekend. Sure, it's 2 weeks time, but you have to travel. You have to make sure you have all the locations. And actually, this is also something that we have experience with shooting in Japan, is that everything is done, even if a movie is lower budget, it's still done professionally. It's still done. There's more effort and time put in than you would expect after seeing a movie that is a lower budget, and maybe they are skimming on some VFX here and there, but all in all, it's still a bunch of work to get it done. What I love about this movie is one particular scene.
Okay.
Hold on. We will show that shortly after this clip finishes. Okay, so.
Really? I guess
I've got a special clip for that.
Do you have a question before we hit that scene, Dan?
I do. Maria, why are all these girls such a bitch to you in this film?
Well, so the thing is, before I turned into this species, I was bullied in this school. And then I think the theme is Japanese high school. There's lots of bullying. Like, it's sad, but it's true.
Especially for someone like you, because you're half Japanese. Right?
Yeah. Like, I remember back in the days when I was like in elementary school, I went to Japanese elementary school, and it was really hard because I get bullied a lot. And then just because my eye color is different or my hair color is different, they would be like, ooh. But I think that was the main theme. And then when I died, when the species took over my body, I think it was like sort of like a revenge to all the bully people. That's why I think I kept on killing those girls one by one. And I think it was like a mixture of the species. The species took over my body, but my soul had like, I wanted to have revenge. And now that I had the power, I think they kind of like matched together and then started to kill other girls who bullied me before.
Well, yeah, you did what Towamatsu told you to do.
I just put all that energy in them and then kill them.
Really killing them.
Yes, it felt good.
Just for people to know, just as a reminder, we will do the Q&A and answering all the super chats at the end of the show. So let's say halfway the show. So let's say in at least another half hour. So hang in there, and then we will take questions and talk a little bit more chit-chatty, non-movie related. But going back to the movie, do you have the clip, Dan? Because that's my favorite part of the film.
I do have.
Is it the?
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. What is it? Oh. Yep.
I have it.
Here it is.
That scene was harder than action.
Yeah. Oh. Like, look at that. It's like, oh, it must be a special effect or something.
I really had to drink that.
Look.
It's here. Yeah.
And you see in my face.
Yeah.
You could see in the face.
That's
like,
it.
shit.
Yeah. You actually gagged there. You're like, oh yeah, that's beautiful. So what was that? What was that all about?
I had to. So I didn't have. Well, we argued a little bit. Me and the director, we had to argue. He said it wasn't even in a bottle first. It was like in a cup full of like those raw fishes, and then he's like, you just have to drink it up, and then make that face, and then blah blah blah. And I was like, wait, have you ever drank a raw fish in a cup without any soy sauce or anything? And then he's like, well, no. So I was like, can you do it first and then tell me? Because I think I'm going to throw up.
So he drank the cup?
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
That's what we changed to a water and then put inside there. So I don't have to like gulp everything. So he changed the whole scene of the full cup to just 2 to 3. So he was like saying, I made it less, so you really have to drink it. And we could see from the throat that if you're cheating or not. So I was like,
oh, really?
Whoa.
They even have to check it? It's like, no, you're not really swallowing that.
So
again.
I know. I was like, oh my God, who's going to watch my throat? But then I was like, okay, I guess. And then I had to drink like.
It was so they didn't even make like something that looks like it. So
no.
It was the real thing.
It was the real thing.
The real fishy stuff.
Like, it's a really famous dish in Japan.
Here we go. Yeah.
And that's way.
I mean, you're not enjoying that. You're actually gagging right there.
I know.
Horrible.
And I smelled like raw fish for a few hours, and I had to still act. And
maybe that's why they did it. Like here.
Maybe.
I'm with you, Wilco. I don't understand why it's just not something else. Milkus and sour candy.
They could have just anything to make it look like some gelatin or something. Just make it, make it like jelly.
Yeah, I know, right? I'd rather drink up Jello. So.
They can do anything. They just really let her drink the real raw fish. It's crazy.
I mean, like, there's a famous dish for that raw fish. Like, we put it on top of rice and then pour soy sauce, and it's really good, but not from a water bottle.
And pure without the rice. It's kind of gooey, right?
It is
like,
gooey.
It's nice, like drinking a snail.
Yeah.
Nasty. All right. So
I actually want to know.
Yeah, sorry.
Maria, how come you don't have any lines in the film? Why does your character not talk?
I was I couldn't talk. Like, before I died, the girl that I acted, she couldn't talk.
Oh, really?
Ah, okay.
So that's
the
why
character was mute.
Yes, my character was mute. And before I died, I think there was like a scene of me painting.
Was it in the script?
They told me, yes. And then they said they're not gonna be a line, but then it's gonna be hard for you because everything you have to act with your face and then your eyes and then those killer eye moves. And I was like, okay, I think I'm good at that. And they're like, okay, you're in.
You're like, just give me more of the stuff in the bottle, and I will look at that.
I know, right?
I will give you those eyes.
That bottle really just. Oh, when I see that bottle, no.
But I guess we can imagine that after having to drink all that you ran away to the Philippines.
Yeah. Basically, I know. I was like, screw this, I'm going to
I'm
the
out of here.
Philippines.
So how did you end up in the Philippines? Because the next movie we're gonna talk about, it's right there, the Nilalang.
Oh, Nilalang.
Yes. How did that happen?
Actually, well, 5 or 6 years ago, one of my friends from the Philippines was visiting Japan for a family vacation. And they were like saying, so have you been to the Philippines before? Did you know that you're like still kind of famous? And I'm like, I went to Cebu only once with like 5 or 6 girls, like 10 plus years ago. And I really didn't see myself popular because, you know, I haven't been back ever since. But that friend was like telling me that you still have a name. Why don't you just come for a vacation and see how it goes? And she works in a as a newscaster in one of the TV's channel. And then she was like saying, maybe you could guest in some radio shows or do some magazine. And I was like, okay, if it's gonna work out, why not? So I took like a 2-week long vacation, went to the Philippines. Everything was just amazing. Like I've never been to Manila. I had a bad image of Manila actually. And then I was like, oh, maybe I don't know if I could like, you know, stay there and work or whatever. But when I guested as a radio show, everybody was like, I think the studio crashed. The radio crashed because lots of people were like tuning in.
Wow. How is our connection then?
Oh my
Still
God.
strong.
Perfect.
Still strong.
Oh, damn it.
Not quite crashed yet. Still strong.
So that started my career, and then I shot a FHM Philippines, and then I got the record of the most selling magazine.
Wow.
Of history in the Philippines, Philippine FHM. So I was like, whoa, maybe I really could do business here. And then one of the bosses or my partners who worked in the lounge was listening to the radio. He actually contacted my manager saying, maybe we want to work with Maria. And I was saying I had a lounge in Japan, and if it would be nice if I could do the same thing in the Philippines, because they didn't have like those, how do I say this, like gentlemen's club. So I thought it was a fraternity. We met up. We did few meet and greets and, you know, meetings. And then that's how everything started. Okay,
that's how it started. And then immediately you're in a high budget festival movie.
Yes, MMFF. The very big film festival in the Philippines. One of the managers knew the director there. And then he was looking actually for a character who could speak Japanese or Chinese and had to be a daughter of the Yakuza, the role that he was looking. And then when he heard about me, he was like, oh my God, that's perfect. You're from Japan. You know the history. And then the story of Nilalang was about a famous Yakuza and then that spirit hunting up people. So he's like, can you play the role of the daughter of the Yakuza? And I was like, sure, but am I going to be mad all the time or screaming at people and killing people? And he's like, yeah. Aren't you good at that? I'm like, okay, my image.
See, we do see a development here from invitation only to
violent,
where she has to be violent with the swords, and then Tokyo Species, where she has to kill everyone she is working around. And then
so it's funny you say that, Wilco. Because there are 2 scenes in Nilalang where Maria is rather violent that I quite love.
Yeah.
So the first is when you pick up both of the guns at the bar and you just start shooting the shit out of the bottles.
I love that scene. Actually, that scene, I was like, all the stress went away. I was like, if I really could do in real life, how amazing would it be?
Yeah, so you know, that's where you took that hate for bottles that you had from Tokyo Species. Like you imagine all fish stuffs in there.
Right, yeah. And then screaming at the same time. So it was like really good experience. Like, I mean, you know, it was really, really fun. Yeah. Really fun.
Cool. So and how about
sorry, I'm gonna cut in a second. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, you're right. You have 2 scenes. My mistake.
The second scene was when you defeated that monster in the temple. And in my review, I remember writing that Maria, your character, was the first person to have ever defeated that monster of all the people who have tried. And I thought, fair enough, I'll give you that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, that was Nilalong is quite an interesting film because if I remember correctly, it either was nominated or won 7 awards.
Yes.
But only lasted one day in the theater until all these people on Twitter started going, why is it being kicked out for? Because it was replaced with all these other arty-farty movies that no one was interested in. And then thanks to Twitter, it got back in the cinema.
It got back, yes. Everybody hashtag bring back Nilalong.
Yes.
Hashtag save Nilalong and something like that. It was really weird. We were all confused also. We got like 6 awards, but then I think it's like a culture thing. This is personal. This is what I think. But it's like, it's a cultural thing, I think, because first of all, it's about demons, and then people are Catholic there, and then it was Christmas season, and then I think they all wanted to watch Holy Jody movies. So I think it got kicked out, even though we got lots of awards. And then even though we had a lot of awards, I think none of the characters won the best acting or shows. It was all like music and like those CG
cinematography, I think it won.
Yeah. So all that. So it was kind of like a big question to us. But then we were talking, I think we were like saying maybe that's the reason. And then I heard from other people that the Filipinos really don't like horror movies. Like they do, but then not too much in those Christmas season, and they were just saying it was a bad time.
Okay, so they didn't want to stress during Christmas.
Yeah, no demons, no killing on.
Well, they're very good. The Filipinos are very, at least the filmmakers are very good in making very romantic movies.
Oh yeah, rom-com, and then everybody. It's like telenovela. Like everybody screaming at each other, crying and killing and cheating and
nice. And Nilalong is none of that, so I guess that was the issue with the.
Yeah, I think that
it's a timing thing. Then
it was really a timing thing, I think.
So how about the tattoo?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was going to. No. Actually, the tattoo is a good question to ask. So yes, please go to that one.
Oh, but you had probably a follow-up question. It was more.
I was just going to say, my Filipino friend told me what Nilalong meant, and I completely forgot.
What does it mean?
What does it mean again? Can you remember?
Like
the title.
Ghost.
Ghost. Yeah, it just means ghost.
Something like that, like spirits or something like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Oh, it's the same as the James Wan movie, *Malignant*. You know, it's like it very explanatory. But the fact that it means ghost
or something like that, it sums up the whole story
thing.
of the movie.
But then okay, well, that's interesting. The in the movie you have this humongous tattoo. Do we have an image of that, or did it pass?
Give me a moment to find one, and so if you could just talk amongst yourselves, I will. I
had my own tattoo, of course, and then they just wanted to like touch up like more, and it was they painted it in like a spray paint.
Spray paint.
Yeah, so they actually spray painted my whole back with like a tree and like weird images. And I myself have tiger and a lily.
How big is the tiger on your back? Because you have a quite.
There.
All right.
So they really wanted to have like a full back tattoo because like I think it's simple. Yakuza
is your
image.
tiger still there?
It's somewhere. They kind of like painted over it.
Oh, what happened? Oh, there we go. Okay, so but they did keep it, so it's still in there.
Somewhere around here, and then they painted some more flowers and trees, but I think that was a good choice because most of the people, when they think of Yakuza, they have Japanese tattoo all over their body. So I think that's what they wanted to express, and especially when I'm like playing a role of Yakuza's daughter. I think it was correct to have.
That's like a full
tattoo.
Tattoo for the movie. But the one you have, how big is that one? Also quite large.
That's
right?
quite large, also.
Like where does it start? That Dan's favorite shot.
I love that.
I was just trying to say because here is another shot of a tattoo that Maria's got on her neck and down your chest. I think there's another tattoo here. You can't. I'm pointing at it and you can't see what
that's like the Yakuza way to have like also the chest.
Yes.
Like these two halves on the chest. Yeah. I hope
I can't get a better shot. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. And But the one that you have on your back, where does how
It's
big is
like,
it? Where does it start?
It starts from maybe around my shoulder, a little bit
Shoulder
less
blade?
here
Okay.
to around a little lower than my waist.
Okay.
So
That's quite a
pretty
large.
big.
Yeah, that's quite a large tattoo.
But they just wanted to cover everything.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, sure. I mean, the image fits perfectly, so why not?
True.
But it was hard. They were telling me specifically, do not take a bath. Like the paint's gonna go.
So, but but I guess they airbrushed it then.
Airbrushed it and then put hairspray to make it stay. But whenever I wanted to take a shower, they said, don't wash your body, don't scrub anything. It will come off. And I'm like, how can I not take a bath and not shower?
How long did you not shower?
The whole week.
The whole week. So
but I took a shower, of course.
So you did all the action and all the hard work and all the sweating,
and
then you didn't shower for a week.
I showered, but I couldn't use any body soap or actually wash it. Just water.
All right.
And that was hard.
All right.
And stressful. And I'm sure I smelled.
Yeah, you probably smelled pretty nice. Yeah. So I don't know. Do we see it in the movie that everybody slowly walks away from her?
I'm convinced now that's why Maria wins that fight at the end against that dude, because he's just taken one whiff and gone, nah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, he's gone the other way.
True. Oh my God.
How would you rate that in regards to fun shooting that film against, say, Irotibot or even Tokyo Species? How would you rate Nilalang in that group?
What did you say?
Oh,
how did I?
If you put all the movies together, like the Irotibot and Tokyo Species and Nilalang, which one in a rating? Which one did you enjoy more filming?
That's hard, but I guess.
Or in comparison, to be on a bigger budget Filipino set besides like a Japanese set for Tokyo Species.
That's
the
really
Taiwanese
hard.
one, let's say.
The Taiwanese one, not really, because it was such a short span. It was like 3 days.
Yeah.
So it was a rush. I got there, we shot for 3 days, and I had to leave. So it was fun experience, lots of experience, but not like too memorable that I would But I think maybe Nilalang, since it was like my first overseas film that I shot for a film festival, and I attended those like parade and stuff like that.
Parade even,
yeah. And that was a good experience. And then like the movie wise, it was fun also because we got to go to this like haunted buildings.
Real haunted buildings.
They say, and then we could hear noises, and the scene where I defeated the demon, that was the famous building that's been saying.
That's a famous haunted building. He actually shot within.
That's what they told me. Yeah.
Okay.
So they were like saying maybe you could hear like voices or the lights turning on.
Yeah. So you're stopped all of a sudden, like, director, what are you doing? I heard cut. I'm pretty sure I heard cut.
Like, yeah. What? And it was like so scary. But then that was like really memorable. Also, and then that 1 week shot was like my first long shot too. So it was like really every day was something new.
How about the choreography for that?
I took lessons for kendo because it was a sword action scene. So I used to do judo before.
Oh, really?
So they were like saying maybe you kind of like remember how to do those judo moves or the fighting scenes. And that was okay. But then like the sword scene, I really didn't know how to like, mix and match. So the kendo teacher, I remember I had to take lessons with him like 2-3 days, and then just showed me how to like hold it right or like those stuff movements, simple movements. But then when we shot the actual movie, we didn't do any of this movement that the teacher told me.
Oh,
so
really?
I was like, oh, you Filipinos.
No, it's more like
you tricked me.
No, I guess it's more that you just have the feel that you know how to use it.
Yeah.
And then
Maria, did you get to see that movie in the cinema?
Pardon?
Did you get to see Nilalang in the cinema on the big screen?
Yes. We have a screening. We had screening.
And how how does it feel? I've asked Wilco the same question as a director, but as an actor or actress, how does it feel to see yourself on this massive screen? Considering you're the second biggest person in the movie because of I can't remember the gentleman's name. So that's a big feeling. How was it?
It was like a dream. Like, I didn't really understand, like, myself watching myself in a big screen and then acting and then like doing stuff, and then it was like it was something that how can I explain? It's so hard to explain. Like, weird feeling, like happy of course, but then weird, and then it's like a strange feeling because I'm not used to it.
Yes.
But then that kind of made me like, oh, maybe if I could do it again, it would be nice, and like, you know, kind of like made me happy.
And especially for women who like to have a small face, all of a sudden you have a very big head you're looking at, like in the theater. You're like, can we zoom out a little bit?
Zoom out on my face, please.
Yes.
So another question, because Philippines is a rather religious country, and that movie, not only is it got a lot of horror, it's also got quite a few steamy scenes in it as well. Was that film actually shown uncut in the Philippines, or did they have to modify it?
I think they had to cut some gore scenes, and it was rated 15, I think.
Okay, so not 18. So 15.
They dropped it to 15, I think.
So the sex made it through okay, but the gore was cut.
Yeah, the gore had to be cut.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of weird.
Cannot have the gore.
And I remember they had to change few scenes also because the director wanted to do it more gore, or like more
always. Directors always want more gore.
But then they're all like saying it's not gonna make it through the whole cinema because it's too gore, and then they're religious and all that stuff.
Of course, the cinema has to
play and then it had to
prove it.
So I think that was one of the reasons too that it got pulled out once from the theater.
So speaking about scary stuff that had to be removed, Stay Pretty No Pity had no gore in it.
No gore.
Absolutely no. It does have a little tattoo of yours though, because at one point when there's a scene when you fall on the floor in the bathroom, we see your Sayaka tattoo.
Oh yes, tattoo. But that was just that small scene, right?
Yeah, it's just very small. We have no back tattoo or anything like that. True. But speaking of that, do you have any questions about that, Dan? Because now you have the writer and director, and you have the star of Stay Pretty No Pity right in front of you. Do you have any questions?
Well, obviously, it's when are we going to get the full version? When are we going to have the proper 80-minute version coming out? I think that's the biggest question. And I know the two of you are dying to shoot the whole thing as well.
That is true. We do hope to make it 100-minute movie, not a 81. So it's supposed to be a fairly long movie. The script is already written. It's like 100 pages long, so that should be around 100 minutes. But I also know that it always could be a little longer because some scenes take some time. Because, for instance, we shot this. This short we shot is more like a proof of concept. It's like a sizzle reel to show what the actual movie will be, in order to get people interested and to get people invested and on board in order to make the full version, let's say. And with this short version, we shot for a 9-page script, but I already noticed in the edit that some scenes were prolonged and other scenes were basically cut. So there was actually more material, but it still ended up to be 9 minutes even after we cut the material, because in the edit we needed more scenes to last it longer because of the atmosphere and because of the timing. It just needed to breathe more. So we edited more time in there. And then I believe in that way, the 100-minute version probably is also going to be a little bit longer than the script is, because I noticed that some of the scares will probably need extra build-up, more than it has in the script, let's say. Because in the script, it's like one sentence, but when you're there, when you're doing it, it just, you play with it, you loop it, showed a little longer than the one sentence in your script.
So, Maria, I've never met Wilco in real life. We've only ever met, this way. So, what's he like in person?
In real life, yeah.
In
How
real
am I?
life?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
Talk about
Tomomatsu,
pressure.
how am I? What is my personality? Do I scream all the time? Am I
No.
abusive on set?
No, actually, no. It was, well, since the movie was really short, so we only had a few days at the shooting days, but no shouting.
No, that's true. I don't shout. I'm very
No, but then it was really nice because for example, when we were shooting at the scene, you would like explain it like in details, and then it was all in English, so it was like kind of like, easier for me to like listen. And then when I didn't know what to do, we could like, just like talk out the details on that point, and then we would like shoot it again. And then even though like なんて言ったらいいんだろう, very specific in small details.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
So I'm anal?
Well,
Wilco.
Why is everybody laughing now here? Like,
but that's a good thing, I think.
oh, okay.
Yeah, like, even those small details you would notice that other people wouldn't notice. So you would just like suddenly cut the scene, and I was like, what did I do wrong? But then you were like, no, that cup has to be like straight. I was like,
shit.
No, I think that's really nice.
So, Maria, if we've got Wilco here and Tomomatsu here.
I'm not answering that.
Damn it. Because the answer is Tomomatsu. That's why.
No.
Yeah, you have to kind of take care of my heart.
So, Maria, did you see the makeup of the ghost before shooting, or was the first time you saw the makeup when she appeared in the mirror?
Oh, before. I actually was there while they were putting her makeup.
Yeah, we did a test, and she saw the test. Although the test was not a full makeup, I think it was without the droopy eye. So there was still, when she saw the full version, it was for the first time in the outfit with the prosthetic on it. So, but she did see the test makeup we did with the makeup artist. That's true.
That was scary already, the test makeup.
The test makeup, but then it was like the full version with the wig and the whole outfit.
Oh my god, I still remember like before, in between shoots, like the girl would be like, kind of like play around and like kind of like scared me from the behind, and I was like, please go away. It's so scary.
But nice to know. So every time that Maria's on set, she says, "Go away. I like to punch someone." So that's.
Am I the bully here?
Yeah, maybe. But it is funny.
The notes I've got.
But it's the funny thing is the actress who played Oiwa-san, the ghost, she was very playful herself. So she was making jokes, and she was walking around like a normal, just making like practical jokes around the
she
set.
like tapping Maria on the left shoulder, and then when Maria turns around, she's actually on the right shoulder.
Yes, exactly. She did that. I was like, please.
I hate when ghosts do that.
I also know with the scenes with the jump scares that Maria had a tough time, because she had to be so close to the face of the makeup of the scary girl, let's say, with the makeup on.
That was really hard.
And then every time, I think a lot of what you feel in the scene is just her anticipating having to turn around to see it. So in the film, it's supposed to be a surprise for everyone and also for her. But I think the most of the tension you feel is her anticipating seeing the ghost while turning around, like knowing it's there, knowing I have to, and then also, of course, that the actress has to scream in her face, which is all fun and games. But that's what like directors like to do. We like to torment our actors, you know that. So
Maria, maybe this is not specific to Stay Pretty No Pity, but maybe more to all the films that you've ever done. But would you prefer to shoot a movie in English or in Japanese? Like, what would be more comfortable for you?
Probably English, I think, because I notice when I speak in Japanese, I think I'm more fluent in Japanese. But when I speak Japanese, my tone gets higher, And when I speak in English, it's kind of low, like right now.
Mm-mm.
My voice is kind of like low voice.
Yeah, so you have a
But-
Western tough girl voice, but
Yeah.
then if you become Japanese, you're very nice.
Nice. I really look stupid, so I prefer English movies.
All right.
If I can say.
And
Or
this movie will be shot in English, right, Wilco?
Yes.
Mm.
Well, the film itself is going to be completely English because the lead is going to be, speaking English, and the main characters, let's say. However, because it's in Japan and there will be communication with Japanese characters, those will all be done in Japanese. So it will be dual language. But the main characters we follow are all going to speak English and are going to be from the American, let's say. They're going to be
And
American characters.
and by main character you mean Maria.
Oh,
That's not what I was expecting.
Should go? Okay.
Should I go?
So we'll bring someone else in now.
Oh, hi.
No, when we contacted Maria, we wanted to make this movie, and we were looking at the best, the parts that will fit best character-wise, let's say. And the thing is that the lead is kind of a pushover, but then we had this other character called Lucy, which is a not the main character, but the sub-character, let's say. That one is so fashionable and a little bitchy.
Yeah,
and I think that
yeah,
also fits
that
a little
was.
well. It's like very much her own, and is going through this thing where she has to be, I call that, a little bit more fragile than she normally would be. And which is also what we're trying to experiment with, which is a good challenge for her as an actress. But also we thought that image-wise, that would be the best character to fit her, because of the fashionableness and of course the natural look that she has. I believe that's also when we
I
when
remember
you went blonde at around that time.
Yes. And I remember when we were like reading out the script,
Yes.
I first said like, this character really fits me well,
Mm,
right?
mm, mm.
And
True.
when I was reading the script, I was like, is this me in real life?
Yeah, so maybe it's a little bit too fitting in that way.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah. So no, the what we tried to do with this film, and why we made this short we made, is like the opening and a little more of the film. So basically, you could see that what we make afterwards, or what we're going to make for the real film, is going to happen mostly after this point. But the character will come back, because it's like it's like she's going to be actually in basically half of the film. But the opening scene is the death scene, and then we jump a week back, and then we have the moment that she goes through it, but then the lead meets her before that time. So we have whole scenes where basically there's three main characters in that way, because she is the main character in that way. It's just that she kicks the bucket halfway, and then we have still
Invitation
the other
only all over again. Is this invitation only too?
So maybe this is the one. This is invitation only too. Oh, Dan, you guessed it. So we brought her back. We gave her a different name. It is in English now. So yeah, that's what we tried to do. But no, but the thing is that also the main character is gonna be what we want to do is really get Maria out to Hollywood. That's also a goal that we have. So that's why we want, for the lead character, also the male lead character, we really gonna hit Hollywood actors for that. And then you just can see her beside them. And I think that role really fits her as well. Plus also the whole movie will lift her career. And that's basically also the plan, what we're trying to do. So that's those are all the choices we made. Yeah. So yeah, Dan, she's not going to be the lead, but she's going to be part of the three main characters.
I'm just wondering if Maria will play the same character in the Hollywood version of Stay Pretty, No Pity, because Hollywood likes to redo all the Japanese movies. There's an opportunity there.
Oh, like that? Yeah. Actually,
wow.
That's true. Yeah, maybe. Definitely. Yes.
No, sorry. No,
I just want to say we just want to get her there. So as soon as she's in Hollywood, she can take any role and any chance and anything that she will get offered, and she will be in the biggest shows. And she will probably be in two big movies to do in a remake of this.
Hey, as long as she's not working with a particular Baldwin, that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If there's if he's shooting
Yeah.
gun, stay away.
Shooting gun, stay away.
So this movie is based on the legend of Yatsuya Oiwa.
Oiwa
Oiwa.
Yatsuya, yeah, true.
Maria, is there any other folklore characters that you would like to make movies about? For example, like Hanako.
Wow. Well, Oiwa-san itself is a really, really strong character and very historical. But
there's so many.
There's too many, like spirit-wise or historical people. That could
Can
be.
Maria do a female Hoichi the Earless?
That she could. Hoichi, the
Hoichi
earless.
the Earless. Yeah.
Yes. Well, a lot of these ghost story, Hoichi the Earless is, of course, the famous ghost story from from Kwaidan. You know, the stories written by or collected by what's his name? When you forgot his name.
We need Walter to tell us that one.
Oh, Walter will know.
Yeah.
No, let me see. Kwaidan was written by Lafcadio Hearn. He was like a Japanese Marco Polo, let's say, or let's say a Marco Polo for Japan, because he came here. He wrote about Japan, and he also made a collection of horror stories, Japanese horror stories. And Hoichi the Earless is one of those horror stories.
He's famous.
Awesome.
Yes.
You want me to do this? Are you
female
crazy?
version.
The female version be awesome.
Yeah, so you'll have all the drawings and the tattoos all over your
All
body,
over my face,
and
no
then you just
ears.
lose your ears. Yeah.
Well, that part's not cool, but
Yeah.
everything else would be cool.
Hey, yeah. I know this story. Scary, real story. すごい.
And that reminds me of that sequel we wanted to make. Remember? And then the sequel would be like, this time we didn't forget the ears, and it would be Yoshi the Dickless.
What?
I thought we were telling everyone about this.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. I'm so excited about that. Let's make a short about that too. So, what are you doing next week?
What?
Wait a minute.
Actually, you and I also talked about doing another Bunshin Saba versus Sadako, and I reckon Maria would be awesome in our remake of Bunshin Saba versus Sadako.
You want to take her to China?
Well, we could pretend we're in China. I wouldn't want to take any of us to China, to be honest, to shoot a movie.
At this moment.
Well, there's I don't know if you know about them, but there's like all these Oiwa-san like or Sadako like Chinese ghosts. A lot of not that not Chinese ghosts, but they're Chinese movies made about those ghosts, and they all battle together. So they have Sadako versus another ghost versus another one, and at one point, what me and Dan were talking about, if we would ever make a movie together, Dan and I, we will make one of those ghost battle movies, and we take all the ghosts. You know what? Oiwa-san can be one of them.
I think so. And I think someone is sitting next to you is putting her hand up to play Oiwa-san.
Huh?
Someone sitting next to you.
You want her to be the new Oiwa-san?
I just want
you with all the makeup.
I just want Maria in any of the movies that we do. Wilco, it doesn't matter.
Or the fox lady?
I want to do the fox lady.
The cook, this one.
Kokuri-san.
You got the fox.
The fox spirit. It's been like there forever in Japan.
How about the snow woman?
Snow woman, Yuki-onna. I don't like the cold.
No, you don't. You don't like the cold.
I don't like wearing kimono.
You know, it's fake. It's not going to be like the bottle and the fish. We will have fake snow. It's not going to be real snow. You don't have to be really cold. But I'm thinking if she would play Oiwa-san with the makeup, she wouldn't be able to look in the mirror. She will constantly freak herself out. Like, look.
But if she plays the fox demon, she has to wear a mask. And then we don't get to see Maria's face, so we can't do that.
The fox. Yeah, so basically we can have everyone. But it's good for you.
It's fun because you could trick people.
No, we can have someone else play. We just put your name under it.
Hey!
Easy, right?
Why?
Hey,
would you do that?
Because I thought it would be good. You have a name, you have an extra movie you did, and you don't even have to be in it.
No, Maria's an artist, Wilco. She would never do that.
I'm just trying to help.
The fox lady, yeah.
But that has a mask. That's true. But I think you know what, Dan? I'm looking at the time. I am very happy to talk about Stay Pretty No Pity. But I think we should do some Q&A at this moment.
Beautiful. So I'd like to remind people, if you're online, you want to ask Maria a question, just fire through a super chat, and you can ask her whatever you would like within reason. We do have a couple that we're going to go through, so give me a second to just find them, Maria.
Okay.
Oh no!
First
Before
one,
that, wait a minute. Definitely we're gonna. Let's do this one first.
Okay.
After that,
All
I have a question.
Cool. It's from Jojo Tolentino, and he says he's a big fan of yours. I love how fierce you are and such an achiever. This is his
wow.
first of 2 questions. What are your goals for 2022?
Ooh,
2022.
that's next year. Yeah.
My goal. That's I know. That's like next month.
Oh yeah.
Well, everything changed because of this pandemic and Corona, and now I'm back in Japan for good. I think I'll still have to go back and forth, the Philippines and in Japan. But maybe my main goal is to like brush up with my acting.
Oh.
Yay! Because I still feel insecure of my acting skills. And well, actually, when we posted this Taper Nino PD in my YouTube page, I had a lot of comments, supporting comments, and surprisingly, there were zero bashing. Like, I thought somebody would be like, negative.
Well, this is the
comments.
internet. We'll give it time.
Yeah. So, but surprisingly, everybody was like saying, "Oh, your acting is nice. You really fit in horror movies." And
I don't know if that's a compliment.
I was like, okay. But then still, I was really happy because it was about a horror movie, and they kind of like complimented my character.
We had good comments. We had good comments.
So after reading that, I was like, maybe I wasn't really sure if I should continue. Well, I wanted to continue acting, but then it was like a 50-50%. Like, I don't know if I should really. But then after reading the comments and then working with you guys and then seeing the movie itself, it made me think that it would be really, really nice if I could work it more. Like, it is professional already, but then like brush up with my acting.
Are you thinking about doing acting lessons?
That would be a choice also, but acting lessons.
Because I read in an interview that you did acting lessons for Nina Lang.
Nina Lang, it wasn't like a school, but no, that's bullshit.
It's bullshit?
I don't remember taking acting.
No, that's what I remembered in an interview. You said, "Oh, I'm going to be in this horror movie in Philippines, and I'm going to take acting lessons and prepare myself." See?
Nothing happened.
Oh, you didn't do that?
Okay.
Happened. So this time we have to believe you when you say you're gonna brush up.
You have to teach me.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually, I do know some people who could help with that. So maybe we
let's
should
not lie to Jojo. Let's make that a goal. So Jojo, make that a goal for 2022 then.
That's one goal. That's one goal.
One of the goals.
But I'm pretty sure you have more goals for 2022.
Well, business-wise, like my lounge in the Philippines, I hope to pick it up again. It just opened like a few weeks ago, finally. But we just opened one of the lounges. So there's another one coming up. But then we're not so sure if we're going to open because of this pandemic. And it's getting worse in the Philippines, everything. So I hope everything will be clear within 2022.
Okay.
And I could pick up with my business and my bar, of course, here in Japan.
So your goals then for 2022 is pick up business in the Philippines?
Yes, in the Philippines, and then here in Japan also.
And here in Japan? Yeah. And you're going to stay in Japan? So basically that's...
so, yes.
And you want to brush up on your acting?
Yes, so many things to do.
Yes. Wow.
So, Wilco, before I go to Jojo's second question, you wanted to ask Maria a question next.
Well, actually, what I wanted to ask is, do you remember Gilbert Chan?
Yes.
He was a guest of ours in a few episodes back to talk about his Singaporean horror movies. And let me see if I can find it somewhere. Because I said, hey, I made this short movie with Maria. Check it out. And then what was his response?
I'm sure he was like, "Oh."
Okay, you guess. You guess what he said.
She acts.
No, that's not what he. No, actually, I
was
quite positive.
He was
very positive. Yeah.
Was he?
He said, and he said that to me. So this is. He said, "Cool. I worked with her a few years back for a commercial. Nice lady who loves to drink."
That comment has nothing to do with his commercial.
No, but it happens so that we do have that commercial, right, Dan?
We do. And just before we show it, I verify because Gil said in the email to me, ask her to visit Singapore soon. We are waiting for her with her favorite whiskey.
Oh,
So-
they remember.
Yes,
so-
I drank up all their whiskey.
all of them.
No, they had like 2 bottles, and then we shot at one of the staff's apartment, and then while shooting, it took like few hours, I think like less than 10 hours. And then I had to remember the lines, and then I had to speak English in like a Malay English kind of like way. So it was really hard. And when they shot it and they had to, do the preview,
Yeah.
I really, really, really hated
So you hated it, what you did.
myself speaking
Really?
English, and I was like, I can't. And then the staff was like actually one of my friends, but then he kind of mocked me, and then he was like saying, I don't understand what you're saying, and I'm like, well, you guys told me to do it this way, and then now you're complaining.
Now I want to see it.
Oh, you
Before we
wanna say
say
it?
Jojo's
Say it.
second question, let's quickly look at that commercial.
All right, give me a
Oh,
second to
God.
bring it up. And you wouldn't believe it. I'm going to need about another 2 minutes on this one.
Oh, really?
So,
Then let's do
yeah,
Jojo's
sorry.
second question then.
all right, so let's go to Jojo's second question. Yeah, let me find it here. Here it is, the second question.
You're not going to read it? Oh, I
Oh,
will read
sorry. Yes.
Oh.
Hi, Maria. Second question. How do you keep up with all your social media? Also, hope you get Apple-chan back soon. And then there's a cute little smiley face.
Aw, that's so nice.
Apple-chan, is that
Apple-chan is my dog. He's turning 16.
Six-
No, he turned 16 this year.
in dog years?
In dog years, yes. So
Oh.
he's like probably 80 plus in human age. But so the thing is, I went to the Philippines 5-6 years ago. I brought Apple-chan to the Philippines thinking I would stay in the Philippines for good, like 3 years ago. So, and then all this paperwork, and it was really hard. And then now that I'm back in Japan, I want to bring back Apple-chan to Japan.
Yeah.
But 3 years ago, when he was like still 15 or 14 or 13, he was 13. He was still young and strong, and he loves to travel. But now that he's like 16 and getting like weak in the back, and I heard from a manager that he went to his checkup, and now we're doing his rabies test so he could enter Japan again.
Okay.
They found that he's not sick or anything, but they found that his back is kind of lumped already.
All
When
right.
humans get lumped also.
Yeah.
I guess dogs get lumped too.
I guess so.
And then they were like saying maybe you should watch his like health, or like no, don't make him run too much, or like boil his food and all those small details. So I was like kind of worried because his paperwork is gonna be finished next year, March,
Oh,
April.
it's a long time.
It takes 6 months, 6 to 7 months
Damn.
for dogs to travel. And I was thinking, well, it's kind of like 50% if he could ride the plane again. But even though if he can, he's going to be checked in with me. So he's going to be sitting on my lap. So that's no problem. But
Really? In the plane? On
yeah,
your lap?
Korean airline, and I think JAL or ANA.
Let you have an animal on your lap in the
Well,
airplane?
with your bag.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
going to be
okay,
like...
with a bag. I was thinking like...
No,
Alright.
it has to be in a bag.
Mm.
But they said if it's like if I take like a business class and the seat's bigger and there's like a complete shot out with the other person, I could take the dog out.
Oh, business. Of course,
Yeah.
business. I only, if I think about airplane, I only think about economic.
No,
of
me
course.
too. So last
Oh,
time
really?
when I took him from Japan to not America, to the Philippines with Korean airline.
That's almost America. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Same thing.
we'll things happen.
Things happen. Yeah. So he was on my lap. I told the lady sitting next to me if it's okay if I to take out the dog for a little while, and I'll just put it back in the bag.
Okay.
So I'm just imagining he will be quiet and sleeping the whole 4 hours flight again. But he's 16, so we're just thinking if he'll be healthy for the next 3 months, it will be no problem.
Well, let's hope we can get him back. At least,
Yeah. So I'm so happy that he knew about
yeah.
it.
And how do you keep up with all your social media?
It's just like my hobby, actually. Like I I've been handling my own social media ever since I debuted when I was like 18. So it's like 16 years now that I've been in the industry. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything, I don't mind at all. Like I like posting pictures. I like reading comments. I can't comment back every time, but sometimes I do on Twitter. And YouTube, well, I have a staff that's, professionally handling my page, but I like to do like meetings and, talk about what we should shoot and stuff like that.
Oh, do you have like whole plans for the YouTube channel? Like with your staff?
Plans?
Yeah, for the YouTube?
Yeah. So we all have these plans and then oh my God.
Yes, that's it. But anyway, continue.
No, continue. Sorry. Yep.
Well, we have plans. Well, we have, not meetings, but then we have this group chat and we talk about what we should shoot, or the staff will like give me like, for example, 10 ideal shooting stuff. And then I'll pick.
You have a list of all the stuff you want to do, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So basically, to answer Jojo's question, you keep up with it very easily because you like to do it.
Because I like it. Yeah, no stress at all.
With a little help on the YouTube side.
A little help on the YouTube. Because that's like, technical problems and stuff like that I don't know. But other than that, the other 3 social media is I do it. Like lots of people tell me that maybe some other people are handling it, but no.
Yeah, you do post a lot, especially on Instagram, right? With the stories.
Yeah, stories. It's kind of like live. I like it when people know what I'm doing, and then the fans get happy also.
Yeah.
And then every time I shoot a story at my bar, they're all like, "Oh, you're drinking again."
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? You say you like people to know what you're doing. If you look at your stories, it looks like you're drinking every night. You're drinking a lot of tequila.
Tequila every day.
Yeah.
But that's work, If it was like for pleasure, I'm drinking tequila every night, I'm kind of crazy, but.
Well, that's what people think now, right?
I know.
But it's for work, guys. It's for work.
So,
oh my God, look at that good hair, though.
I have long hair.
Yeah, look at that golden, shiny hair.
I should bring back.
I'm not going to promise that the audio works on this.
I hope it does, though.
I hope it doesn't.
I hope it does.
I hope it does.
No way.
It has to. Come on.
If not, I will just put the closed captions on and see how it goes. But I believe there probably won't be audio. Sorry, Wilco.
Oh, but then I
No
cannot hear that accent.
So can you hear anything?
No, nothing.
Oh, I
Why
can.
is
It's wonderful.
No.
Why? I want to hear it.
I think it's because of the way I'm sharing it via
I'm just gonna
YouTube.
look at it on my phone then.
Hey.
I want to hear it
Wait.
loudly. I want to hear her voice.
I
Because
think she
thought-
sounds fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
You're nice.
I just
How
want
do
to,
I
I
thought you
love
were
the
saying-
convenience of a
liar.
supermarket nearby.
Yes.
And you really want to host a barbecue pit.
But the accent, though.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm gonna
I'm-
check it. Wait a
I'm
minute.
curious
is
about
this
the word favoritize. That's a new word. Never heard that one
Favoritize?
before. And I
Really?
love who
That's
you
like
shared that with.
Singapore,
You can favoritize something?
I guess.
That's great.
Did everyone catch the detail of who Maria sent the link to in the commercial?
Let me.
Can be challenging with thousands of listing and so many false information.
Oh, there's the audio.
Oh.
As it allows me to put in multiple keywords to find
To put in
ideal
multiple
home. The
keywords.
transportation system in
Nobody
Singapore is
understands.
Fantastic, so I really want to live near Orchard MRT station. My budget for the property is 800,000 to
A lot of
1.2
Filipino already there.
million.
I
Hey,
know.
love
property.
the convenience
No,
of
that's
the
Malay
supermarket
English.
nearby.
That's what?
And
That's
I
Malay
really want
That's
to
Malay
Singapore,
English?
yeah.
Oh, so you got it from there.
I can favoritize the listings for easy comparison.
That's why it's something
while
I would
still
like to do
continuing
with
my
you
search.
to
And
do
when I
American
find
accent
what I like,
training.
I
That would be
Oh,
a
yeah,
good
that-
idea.
That's, I think, very pure
Oh,
and
and I really love that
um,
apartment.
So that's the only thing. If I have to say that, like, let's get rid of that Philippine accent. If you're not going to be there anymore, let's get rid of it.
How
And I
about bringing in an
picked it up
Australian
very
one?
fast.
Yeah, Nate. No,
Come on, mate.
no.
I think Australian English
Hey,
is
mate.
very hard.
It's
Nah.
not, he's an Australian.
Very, very hard.
Yeah,
Nah,
you
English
can
is
try to say something.
Mate.
Say something very, very Australian, mate, and then let her repeat it.
G'day, Maria. That's a pretty ridgy-dig haircut you got there.
What was that?
Yeah, that was Australian.
Wow.
Earlier this Arvo, there was a binger on the freeway. The traffic was chockers all the way back to Broady.
Chockers.
Yes, all the way back to Broy.
Roy.
I don't know if I
I
said that
don't know.
right.
It's really complicated.
Yeah, we like to do that, us Australians.
Ow.
Just want to remind everyone, if you do want to ask Maria a question, please pop it through as a super chat only. We're only taking super chats as questions for this evening. And speaking of that, I do have another one.
Oh.
Maria,
All right.
this is from Rong Hao. And
Who's
she
that?
asks, hi, Maria. Do you enjoy acting? What kind of role would you want to play in the future?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question. Yes, I do enjoy acting,
Hmm.
but in the future, well, I've done horror,
Hmm.
and I think that's the only role that I've been in before.
No, you did action.
The action, well, yeah, horror and action.
How about a
and-
romantic comedy for you?
I've never done that rom-com. That's, I think, yeah, something like a rom-com telenovela.
Oh, wait a minute.
half
You,
and
you
half.
did the Mijabi one, right? The kidnapping Mijabi. That's kind of a rom-com, isn't it?
None of my scenes.
Not in your scenes.
Mine
No, they
were
horrible?
pure horror, and I died.
What,
no,
you die in them?
no rom-com.
What? Did you die in kidnapping Mijabi? No, right?
I think. Oh no, the part 2 I did.
What? You died in part 2?
Yeah.
There's
Part
a
two?
part 2? I didn't even know there was a part 2 of that.
The menu kidnapping Miyabi was
Miyabi.
the first,
Yeah.
and then
The second was killing
the
Miyabi.
second was how to kill Miyabi.
Yeah.
No, it was totally different. But then we shot like a ghost hunt. I go visit a haunted house
Okay.
in a
again.
rainy day, and then we figure out all this stuff with the main character. It was a happy ending. It was supposed to be a happy
And then you
ending.
die.
But then there's a kalesa, that those horses that pull kalesa
Wait,
horse.
what? A
What?
horse? Yeah,
No.
continue.
We were riding the kalesa, and then
Alright.
it was a happy ending. We were smiling. We got rid of the ghost. We
And
were
then
happy.
what? Did you get hit by
And then-
lightning?
No, and then the truck run over us, and then
What?
we all died.
It was like some weird joke, like some weird comedy moment for them.
Is that the
No.
movie called Hantu Tanya Kusia? Is that that film that you shot in
Probably.
Indonesia?
Probably.
Yeah, sounds good.
That was like that. But then
It's-
it was crazy.
It has this
story.
scary movie ending that you just get hit by a car. Like,
No,
Well,
truck.
it says here
Oh,
that
I'm
you play a
sorry,
character called Pauline.
Pauline, maybe.
Pauline.
Pauline is a famous song
Yeah.
from Dolly.
So the plot of this movie is Jupri inherited his brother-in-law's horse carriage that he can use for work. Unfortunately, it's hardly profitable as no customers are using his service.
Mm.
Chemo, his friend, advises to ask help from the
Chemo?
cemetery.
His friend's called Chemo.
Yeah.
Indonesian.
Okay. Okay.
Now, there actually is a movie in your filmography I wanted to ask you about,
right, go.
Maria. And my apologies if this is a movie that we shouldn't be talking about, but it's Kiko Carmen. What the hell are they? There's
Okay.
three of them.
Keko Kame.
Yeah.
That was a very, very famous series during my parents' age when they were young.
Okay.
It goes way back.
You're
it was
like, hey,
favorite-
mom, dad, I'm in this movie. You know.
Kiko Kamen, right? But it was really a famous series from like 23 years back.
Okay.
And I was doing the Keko Kamen, the main girl, for I think 2 series. They
If
brought back the series.
You're on.
It ended.
You're on 3 titles in your
3
IMDb.
titles. Oh, then maybe 3 series.
Okay.
But then one was like more continued.
But it's
It
a
wasn't like-
series, so not a
it's a
movie.
series. Keko Kamen series, and then
Okay.
they brought back the Keko Kamen series like a few years back, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I they made a movie about it a few years back that I heard about, which was also a fairly low budget action movie. But it was a movie. It was
Yes.
not a so yours was a series. So how many episodes?
Oh no, I mean like it was a series of the movie.
Oh, okay. So there are 3
1,
movies.
2, 3.
Did
Yeah,
you all
yeah.
shoot them together and they just got released separately, or you just shot them one by one?
One a year or
Okay.
twice a year, 2 times in a year.
All right.
But Keko Kamen was really hard also. Very, very cold because
You-
I only had the mask
Yeah,
and
but
the
you were the
muffler.
Keko Kamen?
I was playing the girl who goes to that school, and then the girl who plays the Kekokame.
Okay.
So double acting.
Oh, so
which
you're the
was
one in the
very
red
hard.
mask.
Yeah,
the
so
red mask.
very
yeah.
very cold.
Only the red mask.
And
Red
you've got a
mask and the
nunchuck.
muffler.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
You
the
have a
nunchuck.
nunchuck. You
Yeah.
can hide yourself with the nunchuck.
Yeah.
Now that film has Sasa Hanada in it.
Yes.
Now,
Handa
I
Sasa.
remember her from a very bad movie called Attack Girl Swim Team versus the Undead. Or
Sounds
the
good, though.
Undead.
The
Pool.
title's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
the
sounds
title
good.
was ridiculous. It goes by about 5 different titles depending on which country you're in.
Oh.
All right.
It's a movie where she plays an agent and goes to a school and oh god, I don't even remember now. I'm going to embarrass myself by telling you, but the ending is very graphic. Put it that way, very graphic.
All right.
Wow. Oh yeah, she I think she does a lot of acting also. I don't know about now, but back in the days, she was in lots of rom-com movies.
Okay.
I
Who's
remember.
your favorite co-star? I mean, it's hard. It's like picking your favorite child. Like, oh, I like Little Billy better than Susie. Susie's a bitch. But it's like, who is your favorite? Or who did you enjoy working with? let's say?
Asami.
Asami?
She was my friend. I mean, she's still my friend. Here,
Yeah,
cheering.
he's super happy there, right?
I mean, it's really rare to have a good friend acting with you, teaching the skills, and being like a drinking buddy also. But after she went to the States and being busy like 5-6 years ago, I haven't seen her since.
I don't know if she's still in the States though. I know that she did the naked, no, not the gun
naked
woman,
gun woman.
the gun woman.
Yeah, gun woman.
She did that one, and then I believe she did one before that or after that, which is with the
Karate
same
Kill.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
that's with the same director.
Kurande Mitsu something.
Yeah, but
I'm
he's
gonna
as
butcher
far as
his
I
name.
know, an American-born Japanese making movies in LA, and I guess she's working with him now. But I only know those 2 movies. Do you see his IMDb? Do you know that he's doing more stuff, or what is Asami's doing? Because I heard from somewhere that she retired from acting.
What? And then she's a teacher now for choreography, I think. No?
That would make sense.
I think she did.
She's like a new Tuck Sakaguchi.
She's a teacher now, I think. She teaches action.
Okay.
I think.
All
The
right.
last film I've got her listed as here is called Sky Shark. Sky Sharks from 2020. And I believe that is an American
Nazi
film.
one? Oh, no,
Sorry, Wilco?
is it the Nazi one? Sky Shark?
Yes. Yeah,
flying
the
Nazi
Nazi one.
on shark. All right.
Um,
That's probably a guest role. I don't think that's from the same guy. I think, but that is a Western movie, right? So at
Yes.
least, I guess maybe she's still in America. Yeah, that's
I
possible.
think so. Yeah, I think so.
It stars the original Candyman. Tony Todd is in it.
Wow,
Oh,
that's cool. That's cool too.
Candyman
Mhm.
horror movie.
Candyman.
There you go. There's another movie Maria wants to be in.
Candyman.
Yeah, you want to
Yep.
be Candyman? I don't know. We can
Isn't
get away
Candyman
with that.
a scary?
Yes.
You right? Yeah.
You have to say it 3 times, and then
And then it comes out,
Yeah.
right? Ah,
You have to say it in the mirror.
Yeah.
Candyman.
Yeah, don't say it 3 times here. Are you crazy?
I remember. I haven't seen the whole movie itself, but I've seen bits and pieces, and I know the name. It was very famous, right?
Yeah, it's from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
90s, maybe the 80s.
Didn't
the
they
first
have a
one.
remake also of a Candyman?
Yes, very recently, like
I
last
remember.
year.
Yeah.
By Jordan Peele, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we don't
Mm,
talk about that one though.
How about Miyabi? The name, where does that come from?
Actually, that's really, really, really weird because it came out only in Indonesia and a little bit in Singapore. Well, Asian countries.
Okay.
They call me Miyabi for some reason.
For some reason, you don't know?
What
What does it mean?
It's a name. It's just a name.
Okay.
And well, the only thing that I can think of is that I used to date this guy named Miyabi.
You used to date a guy named Miyabi.
And then it was in the news once.
Okay.
But that's like, what, ages ago. So I don't know why they still keep on calling me that.
That's weird.
That's really weird.
That is weird.
Everywhere I go, when I went to Thai for a music festival, Indonesia, China, wherever, I tell them, it's Maria Ozawa. Don't call me by that name. but they're all like, "Oh, Miyabi." I'm like, "Oh, these
She's like,
people don't
I used to
listen."
date Miyabi.
Yeah.
And
the
just to make it
past-
worse, they named the whole movie after that character.
I know.
That is true, kidnapping Miyabi.
I
But I saw the
know.
movie's wrong. They kidnapped the wrong guy.
Yeah, the wrong girl.
Well, the guy, because you used to date a guy, right?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so they. Oh yeah, the wrong girl
The wrong-
because it's supposed to be a guy. Yeah, all right. So kidnapping
I got another
Miyabi is
question.
totally wrong.
Totally wrong.
Yeah.
Another super chat come through for Maria. This is a great one. This is very funny. In Kekkokamen, did you wear anything like some sort of underwear while shooting? How did the costume work? Any accidents while shooting?
Well, I remember having a my body. It's
No,
like those. What?
Baldwin wasn't on set.
Who?
No, sorry.
What's Baldwin?
I get what he Baldwin.
That's horrible joke.
He's
But no,
very
sorry.
bad joke.
Let's start. Let's look at all these parts. So, did you wear anything like some sort of underwear while shooting?
I think like gray beige thong.
Gray beige
Grayish
thong.
beige, maybe beige.
Okay, so you had
So
something.
I
okay.
had something to cover,
Hmm.
but then I think it was hard shooting. The muffler, what's
Oh
muffler?
yeah, you have the
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 red scarf. The
Mm.
red scarf was very long, so
Mm.
they kind of like taped it to my skin
Mm.
at some shots where I was just like
How?
standing.
With duct tape.
No, with that's it.
Okay.
Something like that. Something like that.
Better than glue.
Use duct tape. Duct tape for everything.
And they'll like tape it in spot so
Yeah.
you cannot see those parts when I'm just talking.
When you're
Like, when
done,
I'm-
did I rip it off? Yeah.
I don't. I remember. Oh my god! I remember under the beige thong,
Mm.
I had to put. It's a Japanese term called maebari, and it's like you put a beige, not a duct tape, but you know those stickers that you put on your hand when
Oh,
you
the
get.
warm pad.
Yeah, there.
Was it a warm pad or a cold pad?
It was cold,
Oh,
but it was so weird because when I put that tape underneath and put the panties on,
Mm.
after a few hours or like a day or so, I had to take it out, right? And it hurts like a bitch. And I was like, I had to shave because it hurts too much.
Yes.
And that was one of
you were
the
pulling hairs out.
I
Yeah,
know. That was one of the memorable parts of that movie.
Yeah.
Taking out the duct tape.
Okay. After the well, it's the warm pad, like,
Warm pad.
but
yeah.
not. But then
But
without the
those
warm
is
stuff in it.
sticky. It's sticky too.
Yeah. So basically, it's like a bandage or something, right?
Not a bandage. They have those paddings. I don't know. I don't know in English, but it's one of those bandage, more than a bandage, but less than a duct tape.
Okay.
And it's soft and it stretches.
All right.
So I had to use that under the panties, and I hated it so much. But I had to because there were action scenes, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you would do a leg up or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
And the nunchuck scenes, I had to very aggressive.
Oh, but do you
So-
know how to do nunchucks then?
No, I had to learn it on that point.
Oh, so
So that was really hard.
what is this?
That's the tape that I'm
Is
talking
this
about.
is this it?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, so this
So
Then-
Oh, what? Yeah.
is stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
I know,
you
right?
have to stick this. So it's like
Jesus Christ.
a heart-shaped little duct tape. Wait a minute, where does the heart go? Is that
Your butt.
Oh, that's your little butthole plug.
They cover your butt also.
Yeah. Speaking about
Yes,
being
sir.
anal, huh?
Yes, I know, right?
Wow.
Well, this
No
conversation
such
got
you
really
inside.
graphic.
Oh, it's just graphic because I have it on. Somebody gave it on a phone for me.
Thanks,
But yeah,
Ron,
but-
for
okay.
Hal for that question.
So I guess it's like, how did the costume work? What do you mean costume? But it's like back to that question. It's like any accident. So I guess that's the accident.
There were lots of accidents. Yeah, the duct tape accident.
Hmm.
I had like nipple tape, but then like
Nipple tape.
nipple tape, right? Nipple tape.
Okay, that's
To
normal.
cover
I
your
can buy
nipples.
that. I can go to the store and be like, I have some nipple tape.
Yeah,
please."
go to Don Quixote. You have lots of
I
variations.
can ask for nipple tape. They will have it.
Yes,
Okay.
Japan has everything.
All right.
And they're not shy about selling nipple tape.
Okay. Like 1 pack of nipple tape. And some pussy duct tape.
So. And covers anal also.
Oh yeah, with the anal heart on it. Yeah. Like, where's the heart? I will go to Don Quixote then and buy
Yeah.
go some embarrassing shopping. That's a good idea.
So that was lots of accidents.
Mm.
And then the other girls also, when they were like fighting scenes, like they would like get bruises every day, or like the clothes comes off.
Of course,
and-
I can imagine you swinging nunchucks.
And
It's
then
like a lot of people are gonna get hurt.
And I'm like, oops, and I'm like, oh, sorry.
Oh, camera guy, oh, light guy. Oh, sorry.
So that was very, very memorable.
I can imagine for everyone on set. Like, oh, Maria's swinging around the nunchucks again.
I know,
Like,
don't go near her.
So there must be some interesting behind the scenes footage of that one, Wilco.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
behind something at least.
Behind something.
But yeah, definitely. So, but that's how did we get it? Or it was a question from.
Oh, there was one more part of it. No, it was just about an accident. Any accidents or shooting.
Yeah. So that was an
yeah.
accident. Yeah.
That was,
I
of
just want to
course,
give a bit of a shout out to my Odyssey viewers. I
Okay.
just want to say hi to Pan Marcel and to Nikkei. They are long-time Arty Dans watchers on Odyssey, and they've been watching the entire stream over on alternative platform Odyssey. So thank you guys. We'll add those totals to the number of people viewing. And I just appreciate them joining us for this evening. But back to the questions, Wilco.
Oh,
Yeah.
why am I looking at this right now? Okay,
What's
so
that?
I guess it's the poster for.
Oh yeah.
Is this for the?
So-
I guess this is.
Yeah, I'll put
better
it on.
to show.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's
look
the
at that.
one.
That's the nice poster. So
that's-
this is all duct tape to your body.
Yes.
Nice mask.
I know, right?
With
They
the
could only so
long
it was,
ears, and of course
about
the nunchucks, and
nunchucks.
and then all the victims that are beside it.
and then that's me on the second to the
Yes.
bottom.
And of course everyone else who got bruised by the nunchucks.
Yeah, I was like,
Basically. There's the whole lineup right there.
I,
Okay, so but you were not the same character, or that was the same character you played?
I was playing the Keiko Kamen and the girl.
I know, but wasn't
from
the
high
same
school.
character? Was that girl? Was
I know,
she?
different.
Oh, really?
different.
So it wasn't even the same. You weren't even her in disguise, let's say.
I don't remember. Maybe that girl. No, it was different. High school girl, and then Keiko Kamen. Totally different character.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like she turns out to become that, like that.
Okay,
like
so it's
Sailor
not
Moon.
that she was that in disguise, like, or it was just too complete.
Too
So it was a
complete.
double role then.
Double were very,
That's
very
pretty good.
hard.
Yeah. Wow.
But Keiko Kamen doesn't talk that much. You know, the killer eyes. So that's,
you,
I guess I'm
learned
good at
about
it.
that. Yeah. And then swinging chopsticks.
I feel like I'm
Nunchucks.
missing out of something here by not knowing who Keiko Carmen is. I really feel like I'm missing out.
It's a really long series. And
There
famous.
has been a movie recently, like in the last, I don't know, 5 years ago maybe. There was I think a newer one. You were in it. I know that for sure. And it was like a more, because I think it's like the female version of the hentai kamen, right? Or actually, I think hentai kamen is the male version of the Keiko kamen, because
Yes.
you know he's just in an underwear
Underwear
also with
guy,
a mask
yeah.
on. Yeah.
Holy shit, I watched that recently.
Yeah, you reviewed that
Oh
recently.
my
also,
god,
right?
that was fantastic.
It was fantastic. That
Yeah, I
hentai?
loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, you love hentai, right?
Hentai and horror.
I'll just take the horror.
Oh.
Okay.
Off camera, I'll probably admit to the other thing.
No,
Not
okay.
live. Not live to everyone.
Not live.
Not in front of everyone. You won't
Also,
say
I
that
think
you
my
like
wife might still be watching Wilco, so I don't really want her to know
it. Oh, that's true.
about, what I watch when
Okay.
she's not there.
But do we call you Karen now?
Call me Karen.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it works, right?
She's
Right,
probably
Miyabi?
asleep.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait a minute. So actually, at one point, I have to call you. Oh, so now we can call you Jose.
Why? Oh my god. No.
No. Okay. I'm sorry. Now, also, when I made that joke, Dan, I noticed that she is your wife. That only works if it was an ex-wife. So I'm sorry for that.
Yes, yeah, that you're right.
My
It doesn't, yeah, it
apologies.
doesn't work like that.
My comment wasn't correct at all. I take it
That's
back.
all right. I'll apologize on behalf. I'll take your apology on behalf of
Yeah,
my
you
lovely
okay,
wife.
Cool.
Shout out if you're watching, babe.
Yeah, it's just nothing's going on here.
Shall we wrap up then? I've had a lot of fun for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
believe it's been
let's,
2
It
hours?
was really quick.
Yeah, let's slowly wrap up here, because I do have actually, although Jojo kind of wasn't it? No, it's not Jojo. It was Wrong How already kind of asked the question. I do want to go back on that to ask one last question about future things, because we talked about future things, and also based on film. I know you want to, develop your acting skills, brush it up, and maybe do some lessons and stuff like that. And then we talked about what kind of roles you would like to do.
Yes.
But you didn't really answer it yet, because we just talked about the ones you did and you didn't do. But what would you really like to do? What are your future plans in film, let's say?
Rom-com.
Yes. Not. Oh, did I give you that idea now? Like
now I really want to do a
you want to do it
hysterical
now?
rom-com.
And hysterical. Okay. I'm happy you said hysterical, because historical are super expensive.
Yeah, I know.
Can you imagine an historical romantic comedy?
I know, right?
Like Shakespeare in Love 2.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that's kind of now you put
because I've never done that before.
Okay, so now you're dead set on doing that.
Yes.
All right.
Or comedy.
So wouldn't it be The Notebook? Because that's not a
The
rom.
Notebook.
The Notebook is my favorite.
Beautiful movie.
Oh,
I love The
please,
Notebook,
Wilco.
and I love 500 Days of Summer. Do you see that?
That's not, and Dancing in the Rain.
Dancing in the Rain. That must be an old one then.
Yes.
Is it the title?
Yeah. I think York played it. The singer, a little crazy lady.
Oh, is that
Dancing in the Dark.
Dancer in the Dark?
Dancer in the Dark.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Sad but happy but comedy.
Wait a minute.
What?
Dancer in the Dark.
Wait, I'm gonna check it. Dancing in the Wait.
What?
I think you guys are
So-
cheating by having someone off camera helping you out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have someone on camera who's showing me like cue
Dance-
cards and stuff. And
Dance-
half the time I cannot read them
In the Rain.
because they're like made with marker. And then maybe if I have a black light,
Dancing
I know I can read it.
in the Rain.
Why are you telling me that now?
Movies.
What about, is there any European country that Maria would like to make a movie
Oh, that's a
in?
good question. Yeah.
Well, yes.
Any countries you still want to visit?
Well, I've been to Asian countries, mostly Asian
Hmm.
countries, and I've been to the States before. I've never been to Australia area,
Oh, damn.
so that would be nice.
But you have a friend now in the
Yes,
yes,
I can
Dan.
go visit.
Yes.
For
I'll bring-
sure. We're currently locked down, unfortunately, and I don't think we're allowing
Oh.
anyone in the country.
Oh,
weird
I
country we are.
got I just got the information that actually everything is all in Australia. So that's weird.
Everything's what?
That it's going good. That it's going well in Australia. That things are going well.
You know, we
It's
are a
good.
big country, right?
I know. So maybe well you're also in Melbourne area, right?
I'm in Melbourne. And that's where everything seems to go absolutely wrong.
Victoria is was Victoria.
Victoria.
Yeah. Well, Victoria, but I got the information like very recently, like a day ago or something, because my PR guy is an Australian as well, and he said actually that Australia is going very well and it's opening up, and it would be a good idea to shoot there maybe.
If you both came here, I would be at the airport picking you up. I would knock out your publicity guy, and I'd be
Okay.
there with my shitty Holden Cruise picking you guys up, probably
All right,
breaking
but
down on the
we
freeway.
would be full
I'd be
with
there.
COVID.
No, fully vaxxed. Fully vaxxed.
Oh,
No.
Oh,
okay.
No.
But you're saying it's kind of not opening up then.
Australia's a bit weird, right?
Okay.
In that we seem to have strange outbreaks every few months, and then they tend to explode, and no one really knows why. So right now everything's cool.
Give us a
it's the
ballpark.
summer.
Give us a
Sorry?
ballpark, because if we want to visit, what is the ballpark? Can we come now, or do we have to wait a bit? What do you think?
To be safe, I would come this time next year, because
we have to go
time
next year.
now is summer, but
Hmm.
it is predicted that we're going to have a very shitty summer here in Melbourne. It's supposed to be very rainy. So
Okay.
I would come next summer, where you guys could go down to some of the best beaches in the world, and Maria would be swamped like there's no tomorrow.
Wow.
But still, come to some of the
She
best
loves
beaches in
that.
the world.
She will look forward to that.
There's plenty of great food here.
right.
Melbourne's well known for our food. You guys
He's
love
selling it
coffee?
now. He's selling Australia now for
Oh, yeah.
especially Melbourne.
Oh.
Yeah.
Melbourne. I
I'll
was
take it.
supposed to go to Melbourne like 3 years ago for a wedding.
She's a little late.
I'm a, but
Did they
it
still
didn't
get
push
married?
through.
Yeah.
They got married. I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I couldn't push through.
I actually
Yeah, I
wish
was really excited.
if you
Any
did
other-
come to Melbourne, I wish my Japanese friend was still here, Maria, because then you'd have
Hmm.
then I'd have someone to kind of help just in case.
Hey, there's a
oh.
question.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got another question.
Oh,
Oh.
great.
Yeah. And so I'm going to have to read it out because this is a doozy. I like this one.
Oh,
Dirty?
No.
What did you say?
No, here
a
it is. a
doozy.
doozy.
Sorry, that's an
doozy.
Australian word for
All
awesome.
right, so,
question.
Um,
Do you want me to read it?
yeah, please.
Yeah.
Hi, Maria. Can you do a cook-off with Jose on your YT channel? Hope you'll be back here in the Philippines.
That's a Filipino asking.
Oh,
So,
wow.
What do you
Somebody
say,
wants you
Maria?
to come back.
Cook-off.
So how about that? A cook-off?
That would be nice because actually he's a chef
Hmm.
and I enjoy cooking. But then back in the day when I was still in the Philippines, I wasn't really, doing my YouTube channel yet. And he wasn't, well, he was a chef, but then he wasn't doing it like as right now. Like he didn't have his own show.
Okay.
So if I do go back in the Philippines next year, and if everything works out well, it would be nice that we could do like both, not a cooking show, but then we could do like a cooking segment for the YouTube channel.
Hmm.
And then maybe he could like make one Filipino dish and I could make one Japanese.
But the
Canadian.
idea is a cook-off.
Oh, cook.
So it's
off.
about fighting each other with cooking, like the god of cookery.
I
so you
think
have
I
to-
am better.
I
I always
oh,
been no.
wait a minute.
he-
He's a chef, but you're better.
It's not about if you've been to school or you're a celebrity. It's about the technique. And I have the technique of a mother when I stand in the kitchen.
Okay.
So I think
What does
I
he
know
have?
it.
What is his technique?
He's just commercial.
Oh.
No, I mean, he's really good. He's a professional
Yeah,
chef.
he's professional. He has his
really
own restaurant,
yeah,
right?
I really adore the bar.
Okay.
I
bar.
really adore his chef skills. He's very famous in the
He's a chef in a
that
bar?
industry.
He's a chef in a bar.
No, he thought of the menu and he taught his chef how to cook them, the
Okay.
menu. But he has a bar.
Oh, he has a bar.
Open bar. Yeah.
Okay, but where does the cooking come in then? Because a bar doesn't cook, right?
No, actually, he has lots of menus, like
Menus?
lots of
What do you mean
finger
menu?
food.
Finger food.
Mm,
He creates menus. Oh, he's a menu creator for other restaurants.
No,
No?
his bar,
Only for his
Mm.
bar.
And
So
on
he's a
his
good
menu-
deep fryer.
I guess. But I can deep fry too.
Oh, you can deep fry the shit out of it of stuff, right? You're better deep fryer. Okay, so you're better. Okay, so if you have a cook off, you'll be better because you'll
But I
have
always tease him.
you'll have
like,
better finger food.
probably.
Wilco, just bringing this conversation back up a level.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Let's talk about Maria said she is great with Japanese cooking. What are some of the dishes that you love to cook then, Maria?
I mean, I can't do those like, course menu Italian food, but I like to cook more like family food.
Hmm.
Do like that. Like if it's Japanese food, I like to make like I like fish. So I have people send me raw big fish like tuna,
Wow.
and then I'll just like cook it
Hmm.
like sashimi or hot pot or like for fried rice or any kind of menu.
Yeah.
I like to think of menus also, like what
Hmm.
goes best and stuff like that.
But I do think for the cook-off idea here, which is a good idea, and I think you are into it. So the idea is accepted. There,
Mhm.
we're gonna look into the idea of doing a cook-off with Jose.
We better tell Jose.
Jose doesn't know yet, but
No,
we will tell
we
him.
better tell
I'll
him.
ask him.
She'll ask him, and of course, it will be when she goes back to the Philippines because, people are waiting for her to come back. They really want her to visit Philippines again. The cook-off show will be there, although she has an idea of what the ending will be. So what I'm
Keep the
trying to
weapons
say
away.
is that we should do a dish that you're not good at, or a dish that maybe you never did, and then do a cook-off with
That
Jose.
would be interesting.
Mm.
He could make Japanese food, and I could make like I don't know some kind of like
Yeah, and then eat each other's stuff.
some
That-
kind of food.
Some kind of food. That could be a good idea. So yes, cook-off, good idea. Let's try to get it done.
Can you make karage?
Yeah. Oh my God. My karaage is really, really good.
Oh,
I have my
come on.
favorite
Actually, that's
Korean place I go to. I don't know if it's better than that though.
well, Korean is a little bit different from karaage, Japanese.
Oh, that's
Korean
okay.
style.
Okay.
It's
If
like
we're
sweet.
going on terms now,
Yes.
that's it's okay. Okay. What is the difference then? So we have Korean fried chicken
Mhm.
and Japanese fried chicken. What's the difference between the fried chicken?
It's actually very, very different. I mean, all the ingredients is different, and then it's a little
Chicken?
bit sweet on Korean side,
Mm.
but in Japan, it's just like ginger, garlic, and soy sauce. So it's kind of like the taste is mild and not too deep fried.
Okay.
It's kind of like lighter, I think,
The wetter.
wetter a little bit.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. But
Okay.
actually, Jose's one of his favorite food is when I make karaage.
Oh, really?
Very good. But
So
it takes
it's
like a day to cook
A
karaage.
day. So it's
You have to
midnight right
marinate
now.
it for at least 24 hours.
So it's midnight right now.
What?
I'm
I
looking
don't
for a
know.
midnight snack, and
Yeah.
karaage sounds fucking awesome. Can I just
It
say?
is.
But didn't you hear 24 hours? So if you want a midnight snack, you have to think about it yesterday.
Yeah. Or well, 12 hours is okay also, but if you really want that marinated sauce in the flavor,
Mm.
at least a day. And then you put like, holes in the chicken breast and then make it,
Okay.
simmer.
One more
Look at
question.
Yes. Question from Dan.
Maria, can you explain natto to me?
Natto is assorted beans that Japanese die for. And I love natto myself. And only natto itself, it has like 10 different, like, it depends on those beans. Like if it's thin, it's called like, there's 20 ways of calling nattos, but then different kind of mame, the beans, it's different like taste. How do I explain natto? It's assorted beans.
Mm.
Everybody loves it.
Wow.
I love it too.
Fermented.
Fermented.
I am just amazed that you asked that question, and without a beat, she just immediately answers what natto is, just without thinking about it. Like, oh, natto is blood. It's like like.
I love
my
it.
favorite. My favorite
You
part
love
of
it
Maria's
too?
answer. No. I absolutely I bore it. Sorry, I hate it. Sorry, but my favorite part about Maria's answer was everyone loves it, and I'm thinking, oh, hold on, I don't love it. What does she
Oh.
mean? Everyone loves it.
In Japan.
Okay.
Every Japanese loves
Every
it.
Japanese loves it. They
Mm.
die for natto. Like
I
love
also
natto.
am not a fan of it. I am
Oh.
also like
My dad hated natto also, and I remember
Westerners, I
growing
guess.
up, he would tell mom, "Don't give kids natto. It's already like it's how do you say it? It's 腐ってるってなんて言うんでしたっけ?
Oh,
Rotten.
oh, it's rotten, but it's fermented, I guess.
Yeah, fermented,
Okay, so
something
for
like
him,
that.
kimchi is also rotten.
For
Like,
him, yeah.
it's like,
So he's like,
this cabbage is rotten.
yeah, why would you eat it? And then my mom would get really mad. She said it's healthy. It has lots of good stuff in it, and then beans are good for your eyes also.
And then now we have another cue card on the side of the screen, and it says natto, son,
is
the strongest of all.
Oh, yeah, that's true. The natto, whatever that's inside natto, it
Yeah.
has like very, very strong, like
Strong what?
I don't know, and it's protein also.
Fungus.
Like the fermented, the
Yeah.
Fermented
bio
bile.
stuff to make it. sound
Wow.
like
Well,
it's
did you have to ask that question, Dan?
Okay.
No, we've gone from karage to natto. Ugh,
I know.
I'm not
What do you
hungry
wanna say?
anymore
The
now.
people who makes miso,
Miso.
cannot touch natto.
Cannot
Because
touch-
their miso will all die off.
Because
So-
of the natto.
Bio thing is
So
so
people
strong.
who make miso cannot touch natto because then the miso will get killed by the natto.
No, the natto will die because
The
of the
natto will
strong
die.
miso
No,
flavor. It's
actually,
vice
no,
versa.
Actually, miso will die.
In the
Oh,
meantime,
miso
we're
will
talking
die.
about cooking and cooking tips and all kinds of stuff about that. So that's a little different. I think that nobody saw this out of Maria before.
No, I don't think so. And people still, up to now, believe that I can cook. People still think
Cannot cook.
they think I cannot cook, and whatever I'm posting on my stories or Facebook, they think I ordered it or somebody made it for
Oh,
me.
the Jose is hiding in the kitchen.
Yeah, and I'm like, give me a fucking break.
Oh,
like,
wow.
I've been like posting about food for all this year, and people still think. I think drinking image is so strong.
Yeah, it's
They think I cannot do anything but to drink.
they think that one Jose must be the one that's
Yes.
cooking, while the other
The Jose is
Jose,
making
you're
you drunk.
drinking the
Yeah.
whole time. Yeah.
Well,
At least I
Gilbert
have
seems
two
to think
Jose's.
Maria's just,
Hmm?
she's a good drinker. That's why
Yeah,
Gilbert's waiting
yeah.
for Maria to
Who
go
loves
back to
to drink.
Singapore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah. For more drinking. That's
Yes,
true.
for more drinking.
But she's also good at cooking, and it seems. Is it true that you have a cooking Instagram as well?
Yes. It's not viral at all because I don't post as much, and
Hmm.
I don't use my name Maria. Like I don't post it as much.
Okay.
But I have an Instagram. When my first Instagram got hacked, just before it got hacked, I made a cooking Instagram so I could post like, how do I say this? So I could post like food that I made and then put like all the ingredients and how I made it and videos
Okay.
on highlights. So I
Yeah.
could make it again, or I could make a remake of the one that I
so
made.
you actually made a registration of it, so you wouldn't forget your own recipe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then before Instagram came along, I had like a book. I bought a notebook file,
Mm.
and then I would like put in 4 or 5 categories, and I'll put all the how to cook and all the ingredients in that book. I
Wow.
read it down. I found that the other day when I
Okay.
was like cleaning out my storage room,
Mm.
and I was like, oh my God, my cooking book. So it shows you how old I am, because back in the days, the internet was shitty. There were no cooking videos or, those websites. I had to write it down.
So you're but no, like a little like
So
an
I'm
old
analog.
grandmother's cooking book you found, but then you
Yes.
wrote it yourself.
Yes, like how to roast chicken.
So
and-
basically, this is indeed a site probably people haven't heard about. But then, so she likes cooking. She's a good cook. So let's get that out of the way. But then it seems that someone else in the studio then suggested, how about this for a new show? And then,
cooking show.
and then I get no, sexy cooking show. So I am like,
So define
why
sexy.
sexy? You mean
Is it like
keko cooking?
keko cooking? So I have to cook naked? That's dangerous.
No, we will
What-
put duct tape on you.
What
Don't
is
worry.
the oil? Hadakai. There's a term in Japanese
We will wrap you in duct tape.
that no. There's a term in Japanese called hadaka apron, and it means naked apron.
Naked
So
apron.
those good wives.
I think I have one of those.
Ah,
A naked apron.
naked, and then they wear
That's
just
an-
apron, and then the husband will come home, and then there's 3 lines that you ask the husband. It's like, do you want to eat first, take a bath, or me? And then the husband will usually say
So
you.
eat first.
No,
Oh.
you. And then they'll take the apron off, and then history. So
Oh, okay.
that's like Japanese dirty joke.
All right. So okay. Well, we can do something about that. So first we cook, and then we're gonna eat, and then bath, and then maybe something else.
Sexy cooking show.
I
Is
don't
it-
know. We have
Is
to
it
think
gonna
about
be
that.
like wearing sexy costume or cooking sexually? Like.
Oh yeah, that's
Dun, dun,
also
dun, 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 dun.
sexy cooking. Yeah, that's true. You can also. Oh yeah.
Like
like
wiggling my body.
goulash. But
Can I
anyway,
make a
sorry,
suggestion?
sorry, Dan. Yeah. Please.
Can we have a Sami on the show, please?
Sounds-
the sexy cooking show?
Sami.
Sami's in America, as the last time I heard. We will
Bring
have
her
to
back.
track her down.
Bring
Bring
her
her back,
for the
Throw her on
sexy
the cooking show.
I don't know. I think we will have to speak about that. You know what? Let's wrap for today,
Okay.
and then let's talk a little bit behind the scenes about that. And for everyone watching, first of all, thank you very much for
Thank you.
being here.
Thank you.
We went all the way from horror to cooking.
Yes, sexy cooking.
Sexy cooking, that's good. But we don't know yet how the cooking is gonna be. If you look sexy,
Or I'm going cooking it
or
sexually.
gonna be like using, I'm not gonna. Anyway, so we'll figure that out. But that will be AV cooking. That's different.
That's different.
We're not that's you get. you have to
Wilco,
eat
remember
it.
what
You have to
happened last
swallow
time
it.
we spoke about AV? Just
Wait, audio visual.
yeah, good. Yes, that's what I thought you meant. Yes.
Anyway, so point being, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you also.
Next,
Thank you,
episode-
Maria.
Yes. Next episode, we will be looking at that one, Tokyo Homestay Massacre. It's been out for a year now, and now it's time for Dan and me to review it, to give a little retrospect, and we're gonna read reviews written on this movie. Oh, you cannot really see it. It's a whole thing in front of it. So anyway, for the next episode of us, we're gonna review Tokyo Homestay Massacre. It's been out for 1 year, and reviews have been written about it. And you know what? Let's read those reviews and let's see how people enjoy this movie, and then let's have a good episode.
Now, I believe we're going to do a couple things. We're both going to wear Christmas hats.
Oh, that's true.
my God,
That's
Killer
true.
Santa.
We are. Yes, we're gonna have a
Killer Santa.
not Killer Santa.
Oh.
No. I'm sorry, you want that? But it's gonna be a Christmas episode because it's gonna be the last episode of this year. So we will put a Christmas tree up, and we will have the Christmas hats on, and then we will have a nice Christmas episode. It will be a review with a drink. So Dan and I would have a drink in the meantime.
Oh, yeah.
So the thing is that maybe we'll drink a little too much, so we don't know how the episode will end. But we will definitely go review this movie and then look at all the reviews that we got for it. And then I already know that these reviews are pretty saucy. So prepare for a good show, because I'm going to comment, I will explain things, or I'll be very, very angry.
Now,
Anyway.
we're going proper liquor, not beer. We're going proper spirits. Is that right?
This is up to you. We can do beer. Maybe we can do whiskey. We can do. But if I do proper spirits, is whiskey.
I've got
drink
plenty
that.
of rum, so I'll do rum.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
you do rum. I'll do Jack. And
Where's
then,
Jose?
Jose is not there.
Cuervo.
You're not there. So if
Oh.
you're not there, there's no Jose.
Oh, okay.
No tequila.
No tequila.
Unless Jose is going to cook us some food, and then we can get like a karage off.
That's true. We do need some finger food. But anyway, yes. So that's for next episode. Please tune in. It's gonna be, I think, hilarious, because I read those reviews and I am very, very itching to comment on those. So it's gonna be like a retrospect of a whole year of this movie coming out. So let's have some fun.
I'm looking forward to getting drunk.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Maria. It has been an
Thank you
absolute
also.
pleasure.
Yes.
You've been a delight. You're hilarious.
Thank
Your stories are great, and the chemistry between yourself and Wilco has made this episode a lot of fun. So we'll have
Yay.
replays up soon, and some footage
Yes.
for your
Oh,
channel
really?
as well,
Yeah.
coming as well. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Otherwise,
And thank
maybe
you, Dan, for hosting us. And
Thank
then
you.
we will see you soon.
See you
Beautiful.
soon.
All right.
See everyone.
Bye-bye.